about to break his egg.
Bring your girl.
Call your friends. Invite your enemies. Tell them it's Cool Vibes Radio, where the music and the fun never stops.
This music is sweet for your dancing feet. Some of them in the corner, I drink them rum. Drink your rum and tumble down, yeah. In that next corner, you find the fly girls. My girls, they might do all the style, them a million style, yeah. Sound system playing the music to keep you skanking. It's an operator. Now we know you are the creator. Play them style up for everybody. Walk right in. Walk right in the shoe be. Yes. Lord of mercy. Walk right in. Walk right in the shoe be. Yes. Lord of mercy, boy. Girls like sand to match every man. Music like earth for your mouth is worth. Yeah. Walk right in. Right in the shoe beam. Yeah. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Walk right in. Yeah. Yeah. Right in the shoe beam. Yes. Lord of mercy. Every man, music like earth for your mouth is worth. Yeah, yeah. Walk right in, right in the shoe beam. Yes, come on, walk right in, right in the shoe beam. All right, yeah. On the floor if you want some more. On the floor if you want some more. Move on the floor if you want some more. Yeah, yeah. Walk right in.
Never knew that it would be for so long. Each time I think of you, I feel to you I belong. Never knew that it would be for so long. Each time I think of you, I feel to you I belong. Lord, no matter how I try, I can't get you out of my mind. Don't know the reason why you get me down on the line. That's why I'll do anything that you want me to. Do anything that you ask me to. Do anything that you want me to. Do anything that you ask me to. Climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea, sing the sweetest love song. Do anything that you want me to. Just for you. Words cannot express how much you mean to me. To me you are the best, you got me down on my knee. To you I'll be so true, our love will never end.
Alright, we say good evening, good afternoon to you wherever you are. You're tuning to Coolvibesradio.
That's why
welcome to Cool Vibes Radio alongside Carib Radio right here on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel Cool Vibes Radio.
Do anything that you ask.
We say good afternoon, good evening to you.
Do anything that you want me to.
Happy Friday to everybody locked in right here, Cool Vibes Radio.
That you ask me to.
Welcome on board Cool Vibes Radio. You're truly Dr. Love is here with you on a wonderful Friday evening here.
Sing the sweetest love song. Do anything that you.
We say welcome on board Cool Vibes.
Just for you.
As you tune into Cool Vibes Radio, don't forget to like it, share it out, tell a friend, right? Because we're just kicking off with the action this afternoon, this evening, with some nice reggae music here. I tell you,
no matter how I try, I can't get you
out of my mind.
Don't know the reason why you get me down on the line. That's why.
So we check it in the chat room. Want to say good afternoon to our beautiful listeners. Hey James Marshall, how you doing, my brother? Sandra Kawan over Lady D. Wonderful show this afternoon, girl. I tell you, you heard it, man. A little Fluffy is one day, good day to you, good day, happy Friday. Judy, how you doing, girl? Hey Douglas Wells, how you doing, my brother? Vanessa Hippolyte, Jennifer Emmanuel, big day to you. Christina Benoit. Hope all is well with my beautiful people locked into Cool Vibes Radio. I tell you, this afternoon we're gonna play you, this evening we're gonna play some wonderful tune here on Cool Vibes Radio alongside Carib Radio on the one banner right here. Tell a friend to tell another man. We're just gonna have a good time here, man.
Words cannot express how much you mean to me. To me you are the best, you get me down on my knee. To you I'll be so true, our love will never end. Forever loving you, you wish you just my command. That's why I'll do anything that you want me to. Do anything that you ask me to. Do anything that you want me to.
That's right.
Do anything that you ask me to.
Wanna say big shout to Tina Mingo, how you doing? Good afternoon to you, my darling. John Dakota, how you doing? Good evening to you. Don Steve, good afternoon, sir. Hey Cassius Ramon, good evening to you, my brother.
Anything that you want me
to. I tell you, we're just gonna kick off our Friday, keep it very jiggy here on Cool Vibes Radio. Dr. Love is here with you. Hey, Moving Matron, how you doing, my brother? What's cooking, bro? Everything good, man. Everything good, man. Can't complain, boy. Ooh, I tell you. Walter the Polit, good afternoon to you, my darling. How you doing today? Don't forget the show today being sponsored by Villa de Mama and also Checker Ups down there in St. Lucia. As you tune into the one and only Cool Vibes Radio, you know you're truly Dr. Love, always being here to entertain you no matter where you are in the world. Just tell them your friends, just tell your friends that they can come in and listen to Cool Vibes Radio on the website, on the internet, or if not, they can listen to Carib Radio. Carib Radio, I tell you, it's live as well, so you can tune in. You can visit the website on www.caribradio.com, and we are here to check upon you nice and easy right here on Cool Vibes Radio. So no matter what you do, you must listen to Cool Vibes Radio because we have different ways that you can listen. And also, we got good news for you guys, especially those of you listening to Cool Vibes Radio. Hopefully it should happen in this weekend, but we're so busy with my over engineer on the other side. We're going to have a live TV on our website. So whenever you want to listen to Cool Vibes Radio, you can also watch us live, just like Facebook. Just in case you don't want to be on Facebook, you can listen as well. Okay, we're working on that and hope that everybody going to enjoy. So we are back off our YouTube channel, Cool Vibes Radio. Everything is just, taking its own time, but we working hard, and make sure that everything gonna work for you and also management of staff of Cool Vibes Radio, and especially to management of staff of Villa de Mama and also Checker Ups down there in St. Lucia. We're kicking off with the reggae music.
To the bone, ooh yeah, to the edge of the bone. Still
Tell you something. Tell you something.
Are you serious?
Try to wake him. He will devour you to the bone. Weaker to the bone. Wadada, ooh yeah, to the edge of the bone. I keep on saying over and over, ooh yeah, eat it to the edge of the bone. King Alpha and Omega.
Talk to me.
He will break
Every chain.
are the same one.
Hey, Willis Clifford, good afternoon to you. So how you doing, my brother? Valencia Simona, how you doing?
The bone.
I'll tell you.
Ooh yeah, to the edge of the bone. The lion we eat to the lion we eat to. Ooh yeah, eat it to the edge of the bone.
Reggae music on a Friday. Tell a friend. Dr. Love.
I say stay here, still water runs deep. Still water runs deep. Roots man, I say stay here, still water runs deep. Still water runs deep. Don't wait the lion.
I'll tell you.
Wait the lion. He will come.
What you have in stock for us today?
Are the conquering man, lion of Judah. He will conquer you. Don't wait the lion. Don't wait the lion. He will conquer you. The lion we eat to me know it now go sweet too. Yeah. To the edge of the bone. To the bone. Don't wait the lion. To the bone. Don't wait the lion. Yeah. To the edge of the bone. The lion I go eat to the lion we eat to. Yeah. To the edge of the bone. To the bone. King Alpha. To the bone. Mighty lion.
I tell you, we're not moving too fast. We're not moving too fast on a Friday, especially if you get paid today, boy. Especially if you get paid. Cause that's what you say on this one, brother. I tell you that Cool Vibes Radio, Dr. Love is here alongside Carib Radio. I tell you.
Give me the weed, no bother, pico. See.
Somebody
Give me the bone, make me
catch it up low.
Give me the knife, make me cut it up fine. Me no want none left behind, 'cause I'm feeling high, so high.
That's right, Judy.
I wanna touch the sky.
Like it, share it, man.
Feeling high, so high.
Feeling high, so high.
I don't wanna die. Pass the pipe, make me load up this Yakali. Hey, Dread, take a whiff of this Yakali. Kijana drag and see him on the alley. Give me, share at this Yakali, 'cause I'm feeling high, so high.
Don't forget, if you want to call us, send us a request to your loved one, friends and family this afternoon. We are taking your call on +447-2017-4362 here on Cool Vibes Radio. Mama Selena Blanchard, good evening to you. How you doing, my darling? Hey, Sean Frederick Gill, how you doing, darling?
Irie.
Pass the pipe, make me load up this Yakali. Hey, Dread, take a whiff of this Yakali. Kijana drag and see from the
Hey, Waltrid, how you doing? Good afternoon to you.
give me, share at this Yakali, 'cause I'm
Feeling high, so high. Funny man.
mercy love.
Tell them Owen Gray.
Touch the sky.
Definitely want to touch the sky. Mr. Sylvester St. Amy want to say good afternoon to you, sir, over in Florida. How you doing this afternoon?
I don't wanna die. Tell it again, no.
Somebody said on the WhatsApp, Dr. Love, I get paid, I feeling good. And it's Friday. Thanks God I'm here in the land of the living. I tell you, it is a wonderful thing, boy. It's Friday, you get paid, you feeling good, and I tell you, I'm here, boy. I tell you, hey, boy, I got a new song, boy. I have a new song from St. Lucia. I know a lot of you all heard that song already, but later on in the program, we are going to play that song here on Cool Vibes Radio. I tell you, we are going to play it. Brother Redman, good afternoon to you, my checker. How you doing? Hope all is well with you guys down there in St. Lucia. Also, want to say big shout goes out there to my mama as well. I tell you, mama, how you doing this afternoon? This wonderful Friday. Hope all is well with you. Greater Tunkan, want to say yes, Rachel, good afternoon to you over in Canada or in St. Lucia, wherever you are, my darling, because I know you got two locations. I tell you, not easy to catch, but in the meantime, Dr. Love is here with you on Cool Vibes Radio alongside Coolvibesradio.com. Don't forget, this is the one only station right here. Radio with a difference and the people choice. I tell you, that's where we are. We're moving on this one right here by the Mighty Metals. This one called Funny Man. Like it, share it out, tell a friend. That's what we're talking about.
What a funny man.
Funny people, boy.
He want to live.
Once you share it, you like it.
For himself alone.
Share it out.
But hear what I say. You better straighten up now before you get the blow.
Before you get it, baby.
Oh no, Mr. Funny Man, that's not the right way. Yeah.
Mix it and blend it right here in the afternoon time. Evening here right here in the UK, 25 minutes past the hour. 7 o'clock, right?
No.
I tell you, time is running quick here, boy. But the sun is still out blazing, boy. I like it, boy. Nice weather today, boy. I can tell you.
I say, you better.
Let's see what's happening here. Cool Vibes Radio in the chat room, man. Let's check our listeners on the other side.
For you want to live for yourself alone. Never care who get the blow. But hear what I say. You better straighten up now before you get the blow. Oh yeah.
I get you, Mr. Sylvester. I get you.
The funny man.
Well, it's Friday. I don't mind having a cold one while I'm here, you know.
We all should live in unity. Yeah.
Okay, Cassius, I get you, babe. I got you, boy. La connaissance, right? Hey, baby, Kefunti. Keisha, how you doing, darling? Good afternoon to you.
Baba Devado, you better straighten up now before you get the blow.
Definitely before you get that blow.
Oh yeah, Baba Devado, you better straighten up.
I tell you, we're not wasting no time here this afternoon. We're just getting it easy on Cool Vibes Radio alongside Carib Radio. Dr. Love is here.
After you made my day.
I want to say good afternoon to you, Addison Georges. How you doing, darling? Hey, Cleon, we miss you on that pool, up, boy.
Seems like my life began to ruin.
What's happening in your community right here on a Friday afternoon? Can you tell us what's going on? Wherever you are, you look at it. Could be even St. Lucia, but I would love to know what's going on, boy.
Can I say?
Imagine today I didn't have no time. I didn't listen to Newspin, you know. I miss out on Newspin, so somebody got to tell me, boy. Somebody got to tell me, boy.
Even though it's kind of grieving.
That's right. That's right.
Sad to know that you're leaving.
I'm on my Friday mood, boy. I'm on my Friday mood, boy. Minding my own business on Cool Vibes Radio, boy.
Return real soon. Alright. You can say
I do apologize for Thursday program, right? I couldn't be here. I just couldn't be here yesterday.
same yard.
Head was hurting, boy. Head was hurting, boy.
You know what lonely
And when my head hurts me, I don't come here at all. Too much radiation of computers here. The system here too hot for me, boy. Ron Ramin, good afternoon to you, sir. How you doing, my brother?
can I say?
El Eugene Flood, how you doing?
Sad to know that you're leaving.
Boy, I tell you, yesterday I was well prepared, you know. But honestly, a headache hit me, boy. I even says them boys who send a headache to me.
Sad to
They send that headache on me, boy, so that I can present my program yesterday. Won't you? Boy, it's all good, man. God is good, man. We gotta give thanks to the Almighty, you know. I don't worry with them, man. Carib Radio, you locked in as well. Have our listeners in the United States, over in St. Lucia, both side, boys. 2 station running on the one banner, Cool Vibes Radio and Carib Radio. More work here for me, boy. When I say big shout goes out there to the French connection over in Cayenne.
going away.
A man like Page and man like Jeff Knowledge.
Like my life
When I
begins
say good afternoon to you, Piper Chico. How you doing, my brother? Happy Friday to you, bro. Hope all is well.
pretty soon. What more
Can I say? I tell you today I am awaiting of
that you're leaving?
the candidate for Miku and for Dennery North.
Even
He's supposed to call me here this afternoon. I don't know what time, but I give him my schedule. I tell him what time I'm gonna be on.
that you're leaving.
So just in case if you wanna call and share some information with us,
But I know that
he can do so as well. Hey brother Chico, if you wanna do that while you're there, there's a number on the screen, you could do that. Because we need to know, the people in England need to know what you have to share with the people, man. I tell you. That's why I'm here on Cool Vibes Radio. I missed out my program yesterday, but in the meantime, you can call me, even though we have a different program. We can share all these information.
know what lonely
Why I tell you,
bring
politic, boy.
will guide you out and coming in.
Somebody just asked me, Dr. Love on the WhatsApp,
Oh, can I
is Fire FM on the internet?
say?
Honestly speaking, I don't know because I've been searching and I have not found it yet because I would love to listen to the program as well.
Even though it's kind of grieving
Well, I can't give you any evidence on that. Any update, sorry.
to know
As far as I'm concerned, they are on 97.7, I think. On the frequency down there in St. Lucia.
you out and coming in.
So in case if you're down there and anybody can share some information so we can tell the people how they go about and listen to Fire FM, because you know the people, they are very concerned to listen to the politics. And you know, I am here, I'm on a different, you know, I can't really do it the time that you guys gonna be sleeping. That's when I normally can be on a program in the morning time, but we are working on that with the time difference because these days there by pressure on Dr. Love. We have been working on 2 radio stations, Cool Vibes Radio and Carib Radio. We have do a lot of update, 2 stations running on the same banner. You could check all the website www.caribradio.com and coolvibesradio.media. You can see things have changed, and also on Cool Vibes Radio we'll be having our live TV program there. As long as we go live on the radio, you can watch us on the website as well. So if you don't want to listen on Facebook, or if you don't want to go on Facebook, you can also go on YouTube as well. Our YouTube channel is back, Cool Vibes Radio. As we speak there, it's streaming nice and easy. So check it out and let us know. So those of you on the website, you could still send your messages in the comment room, and we'll be getting your messages. Sorry, I'll be and in time to come. You know, I am all over the place. You could see I'm rotating myself because there is things have upgraded differently. So it have taken me 3 days to do all these things, and you know, I went to bed a couple of nights late, 5 o'clock in the morning. But you know, God is good. You know, you're doing what you have to do because we got to put the pressure on, because we have this over station. Carib Radio will be streaming over in French Guyana for at least for full time, and also we're gonna have a branch down there in St. Lucia so that people can join in. We can bind in everything together, because you know what, things getting hotter. But in the meantime, Dr. Love, let's play some tune for the people, because you got to bring memories in their head. Because don't worry about anything, we all good, man. We all good. Fire FM is on 107.7. Okay, I've just someone just said in the chat room it's on 107.7, and they have not have a website. They have not give the website details. So as soon as they send it here to me, I will be sharing it with you guys. Okay, want to say good afternoon to you, Cafe Joye over in Banslabri. And also good afternoon to your mom, Jean Francis, my darling. I already tell you, Jean Francis, whenever you see you come on the live, take your phone and call Dr. Love, because your call is always a wonderful thing for me. Okay, your call does inspire me. It does touch me. It make my days go good. So I have not heard from you. So whenever you see you come on the live and you get a notification for Cool Vibes Radio on Facebook, you can call, because the world want to hear you. I like your beautiful voice, my darling. So anytime you're ready, you can do so.
Well, all right. I want everyone to join the party posse and have a good time.
Yes, man.
The more the merrier.
We moving on. Loving day. I can tell you, very busy schedule for me here on Cool Vibes Radio this afternoon. This evening. Those of you on Carib Radio, I want to say a big shout to you as well. I know you locked in nice and easy.
And when I dress up in me nice what a
somebody tell me.
Long time we don't have no nice time. Now I feel the spirit moving.
Canada locked in, Ottawa locked in, St. Lucia locked in.
So mark my words, anytime you miss.
Mexico locked in as well. Belgium, Germany, UK locked in this afternoon on the radio website. Let's go. Management of staff of Villa de Mama, Angelique Figaro and Mr. Leyland. Whoa, we say happy birthday and happy anniversary in advance, boy. Tomorrow is big day, boy. I going down to Villa de Mama tomorrow, boy. Birthday party, 52 years wedding anniversary, boy. All in one way. Look it, Dr. Loving it, boy. I coming down, boy. Food ready. Doing it for you guys down there. Don't forget the show sponsored by Villa de Mama and Checker Ups down there in St. Lucia. Look out for me, boy. Birthday party mix up with wedding anniversary, boy. 52 long years married, boy. We starting it from today. Let we go. Luke and John. We are it, boy. Julia Joseph, good afternoon to you. How you doing, darling? Share it out, tell your friends. Make the wheel and turn, boy. Things getting hot, boy.
Alright now, my party posse. I want everyone to come follow me, cause I know you're having a good time. Now raise your hands in the air so we know you're having a good time. The more the merrier. The more hands I see, the merrier I feel. Come now, the more the merrier.
Whoa.
Raise your hand.
Hey, darling, you have a call on your chest.
Raise your hand.
I coming to you for that. Girl. I can't believe my darling sick boy. She tell me she have a cold. Her chest is stuff. But you gotta, una flu. Saki we do. Wanna say good afternoon to you, Crystal. How you doing? Happy birthday to you as well. Celebrating your birthday today. Are you working, girl? I tell you, long time we never have no nice time. But I tell you something, I having a nice time here on Cool Vibes Radio, boy. Later on, I'm gonna hold a drink, boy. Because one thing, I got so much things to do here, so much things. And one thing they said, man shortage in this world nowadays. Everywhere you pass, man shortage. But let me tell you something, the ladies, they're not on shortage, because I surely knows right now there, all them young man who see going, boy, they dying, boy. They live in all these beautiful ladies, boy. All these beautiful ladies, they don't think before they put themselves into problem. Boy, if you love woman and you love your mother, boy, you don't put yourself into problem, because they killing you all fast. And all these nice, sexy ladies, boy, they walk in street, they need man. Hey, listen to that. Listen to that. Listen.
Yes, man shortage all around the world.
All around the world. She said always at work. Okay, all right, that's nice. It's your birthday, man. Enjoy it, right?
There's so many lonely girls.
Okay, Jean-Francis. Yeah. I go give you a remedy, girl. Look for some molasses and some lemon, man. Squeeze it. Take a teaspoon of molasses, a little pinch of salt, darling, and stir it all together. And you're drinking it, girl. I'm gonna clear your chest for you, girl. But I say big shout to you, Sabina Lansik over in the French Connection in Cayenne. Good afternoon to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day today, girl. I tell you that. Thomas Eugene, how you doing? Man shortage, boy. Lonely girls, boy. They had to get to, boy.
There are lots of love
They are hard to get, we.
you can find. I love
Nowadays, the ladies say they don't really need man, you know.
Saturday
I asking myself why the ladies saying that.
blue. It's not a
They say you could go on Shein on Amazon, boy, and they can buy themselves their new man, boy.
they just can't
I don't blame some of them, boy.
cause I'm short
Some of us, man, we too wicked, we. But ladies,
all around the world.
they on Temu, they on Shein,
Lonely
Amazon, eBay.
and short.
They buy new men, boy.
There's so many lonely girls. Ooh, yeah. So when you see me with a new girl on the town, I don't want you to believe I am a runaround. I'm not a flirt,
I'm not a flirt.
greedy man.
That's right.
I'm just trying
Okay, brother Chico.
about a situation.
Somebody said on the WhatsApp, Doctor Love you right. I've got one of them. Hello. But they look nice though.
Around the world,
They look nice, boy. Just watch them online, boy.
girls are lonely and frustrated and shortage.
Because the way you see the men, them treating the ladies nowadays, boy. I don't blame the ladies to buy their thing, boy. Buy your toy, boy.
Crisis on the land.
No, what? No STD, boy.
Shortage round the world.
Boy.
That's why man have the girly. Raise your hand.
Hey, Clarette, how you doing, my darling? Good afternoon to you. Hey, Tamara, over in Cayenne. I know you working hard, girl. Good afternoon to you. Tia Tara, how you all doing?
So when you
Hey, Gagoose, bonjour, boy.
good man treat him right, don't you let him go now. Hold on tight. If you pitch him out in the
Oh, yes.
like you don't want him, there are lots of lonely girls who would gladly take him in cause man shortage
Man shortage. Hey,
all around the
I'm still there. I'm not shortage, boy.
it's
I good. I ain't looking, boy.
nation.
My eyes are closed. My memory box not working, boy.
There's so many lonely girls, they just cannot get a man, yeah. Man shortage all around the world. Girls are lonely and frustrated.
Fire in at the building right here. Dr. Love here with you. Hey.
Many lonely girls.
Somebody said on the WhatsApp, Dr. Love.
Good morning,
What you say is true, you know.
doctor.
Well, boy, let me tell you something.
But I prefer to think of myself as a doctor.
The ladies have to protect themselves too, you know.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for a man.
They got to protect themselves, especially if you're in St. Lucia, boy.
Really?
There's some kind of insultive word
Well, as
coming out from some politician mouth, boy. Insulting the ladies, boy, calling them all kind of name. So you expect them ladies just to say, just don't take it? No, I don't blame them,
What are
man.
you talking about?
I don't blame your ladies.
preferably US.
All you wonderful, all you sweet.
What kind of currency?
You're looking nice in your sexy jeans, boy. When you got your sexy clothes on, boy.
Low as
And you'll expect them man to take advantage on you. No.
thousand.
Tell them no. Even though you don't have a man, tell them I've been taken.
Him don't
But not for takeaway though.
can't do a thing.
Some of you like to take yourself away for takeaway, boy.
That you have a
All you, some of you all greedy.
you have the top
All you like to eat food, boy.
who every woman wants
Hey, Maris, me fire in my brother. Hope all is well with you. Good afternoon to you, sir.
and drives a BMW.
Suppose I want a nice, quiet Christian man. Could you help me?
Well, we don't stock those because we don't get too many requests for them.
That's right. Rosemary Modest, how you doing? Good afternoon to you, darling.
Or if you want a
I tell you.
or if you want a maga man,
You want a maga man?
or if you want a big
Hey!
girl, you
What a way to go, boy. I tell you this evening, boy.
as long as you have the money, I can get you a man.
Well, let me say something to you. Jean Francis, my darling.
Yeah.
I will make one attempt, right?
I want a man with responsibility.
If I could have a flight, if I could take a flight right now to come to Martinique and check up on you, my darling,
No.
I would have do so, you know.
I want a man who is sensitive. I don't want a hard man.
Oh, you want a soft man?
No, I don't mean that. I want a man who is kind, warm,
Yeah.
tender, thoughtful, intelligent, witty, talented,
All that.
good-looking, charming, fun to be with, loving, and sexy.
Sorry, lady, I am not available. A man like me who is single and free, good looking and sexy, and knows how to treat a lady, no amount of money can get me.
You just have to hope and pray that one day you will get lucky. However, there are guys who go around the place taking advantage of women and treating them like dirt. If you want those, I can let you have a dozen for $1.
Suppose I want a man who is good in bed.
Oh, you mean you want a man who sleeps well?
No, I don't mean that. I mean a man who is good at, you know.
Look, lady, this is not a little joke business, you know. You think it's a little pian witch doctor you're talking to? I am a doctor of science, and if you have the money, I can get you a man in a hurry. Yeah, cause if you want a dreadlocks man, right? Or if you want a bald-head man, ribbit. Or if you want a big fat man, aye. Or if you want a manga man, girl. If you want a yellow man,
you hear?
And if you want an English
all kind of man that she need, loving they can get, can find one for her, right? But if you want the kind of woman that you need, no woman can find it for you. Bon, en bas, il dit ça. Où ça la famille femme même, c'est femme même. La famille yo c'est yo même. Oui, femme pas against pièce femme qui kon yo, pas man yo. L'esprit yo ni. Ada yo dos ka fâche face, mais pièce femme pas against pièce femme kon yo because yo toujours do. Nous makokot ensemble et puis mes bagay. Yon a l'autre connaître ça l'autre café. Yo ka do quoi moi, ma qui bes jamais ma qui bes jamais jamais, mais pas man yo. Depuis yo fâché, femme qui jamais, femme qui malpropre. Moi connaître ça. Pas vinn lek ça. Yo kale pour bien mais they there with you good friend. Woman, that minute they fall out with you. Oh, you know what? She's so nasty. That's why me and her not friend anymore. Depuis te bati nasty après, si bati nasty. Mais lansa ki malpropre, hein? Lansa ki sale propre too. But in the meantime, your friend is your friend. If you see your friend is doing something, you gotta tell your friend, listen, man, I don't like the way that you're moving. I don't like this kind of hygiene around me, you know. Let's do it cleaner. You know, make it cleaner. But some of them don't care, you know. Some of them don't care, and they're just going wild, man. They think they can, you know, for attention. They think they can, you know, when they see a man in a place and think they all that, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do all that if the man wants you, you know. Because some of you all want to dress nicely, heighty, stepping 60. Ek les regarder, ils ont marché là où il y a même. Hello, c'est Antoine qui met. Leave me alone. Dr. Love. Hey, Jimmy Haynes, how you doing, my brother? Hope all is well with you this afternoon.
All right.
Jodi a c'est vendredi, oui. Sous pour l'argent, il garde pour lui.
I'm just playing it cool.
It's Friday.
Watching men trying to use I as their.
This one is a special request. I tell you, darling, this one is a special request. You requested it, I play it. Chebesa!
Alright.
Shabina!
I'm just playing it cool.
Marina Theophane! Hey, hey!
And trying to use I as their tool. But I don't wanna be another man footstool. So a whole lot of them no like me in Babylon. Jano, I mean no one them come wheel and turn me in this your life.
I'm just playing it cool. Jimmy Haynes, everything is okay, my brother. How you doing? Down there in in Strozel, La Puet's Roselle.
But I don't wanna be another.
Hey, brother Redman. Super tall as a kukushale lit lala. Pour ça, bon signal ici. Jodi for the demon. I know it's on there. I tell you that somebody said, Dr. Love, I just love the music on a Friday afternoon right here on Cool Vibes Radio. I tell you, don't forget the show today sponsored by Villa de Mama and Checker Ups down there in St. Lucia. I tell you.
Big fish want dig out.
Hey, Manly Richard over in Martinique. Bonjour, for ça qu'a passé nouvelle, ça va fort. Moi ça vous la hodie à highway du fait.
a whole lot.
The man Sensi
No like me
over in Ducos, Martinique.
Jano, me no want them come wheel and turn me in this your life. Alright. Oh yeah.
Irene Dillis, Naticolon. Good afternoon, Dudu.
Everything that I try,
How is Mr. Remy doing?
I don't know why. Big fish want to got me high. So I just stay shallow.
I tell you, I got a new song here, boy. They sent me from St. Lucia, boy. I go play this one, you know. I go play this one. Trust me, I'm going to play it. I am going to play it, boy. I am going to play it straight after this one, boy. I'm going to play it. I'll tell you all that. All you want to hear that new song, boy? That nice, wonderful reggae music there from St. Lucia. All you hear it already, man. They share it, but I'm gonna play it live here on Cool Vibes Radio. Who vex lose this afternoon, you know, because Dr. Love, my panta pupes bitches. I am going to play it right here for you guys, straight after this one. And I want you all to listen. I love that song, man. It composed very, very well. We do. I am going to play it, boy. I need the world to hear what's going on in my country down there in St. Lucia. Who vex lose this afternoon? Who vex lose? Modu de pou fa show ped up media because who sa ki fet? Let music sak ayan shade yo. Hat attack ek la fief kay po yo. Cool vibes we blazing. Let's go.
Welcome to Lucia.
I tell you, don't play with Dr. Love, you know.
Scandal in St. Lucia. Ernest fooling and causing confusion. Blaming Shasta night while the money gone.
You hear that?
Billions lost and galaxy strong. Scandal in the land. Sapabon, oh man.
If you like it, say you like it in the chat room. On the radio website, those of you listening on the radio app.
Castries town.
Tell me something.
It's the rise now, the whole place down. He signed big deals with his foreign friend. Now we on the edge, this could be the end. They say progress we supposed to get, but all we get is death.
Somebody say pull up, pull up, pull up.
Welcome to Lucia.
Welcome to Lucia. French Connection in Cayenne, you heard this one, Sabina. Scandal in St. Lucia.
Ernest fooling and causing confusion.
Lorna, you heard this one as well. Angelic Figure, you heard that? Somebody tell me.
Scandal in the land. Sapabon, oh man. Once upon a time in Castries town, a minister rise, now the whole place down. He signed big deals with his foreign friend.
Alright, roll through the Hippolyte, that's nice.
The end, they said progress we supposed to get, but all we get is death and regret. Scandal in St. Lucia. Ernest fooling and causing confusion. Blaming Shasta night while the people cry. Passports flying like bacon fry. Scandal in the land. Sapabon, no man. They raised the files and dropped the price. Pulling tricks that not so nice. Galaxy raking never.
Scandals in St. Lucia.
Government at 1%. Infrastructure, not even a stone. But Ernest balling, leave me alone. Sapa bondi tu. Ukawesa, Yovan Paspo, Pointu l'argent. Mais nous pays pas ni pièces développement.
I tell you, we gotta continue playing that tune, boy. No matter where you are, once you locked into Cool Vibes Radio, where you listening, boy, we gonna play it for you, boy. I tell you, Dr. Love in the building, boy.
Beach night, they say we slip and fail state soon, while billions sitting like man on moon. Scandal in
I only got a copy of these songs, you know. They didn't even give me the detail of the artist, boy. But when I listen to that song, boy, I listen to it. I listen to it, boy. But I gotta play it on Cool Vibes Radio and also on Carib Radio right now as we speak. And you listening, boy? Sapabo. Also, we live on YouTube, on Facebook, on coolvibesradio.media, caribradio.com. Whoa, so much platform, and then we're coming up very soon. We're gonna be live on X as well. I tell you, we do Nuka Vetut Bagay, Nuka Broadcast 2x2. Radio with a difference and the people choice. Carib Radio. I like it, boy. So much people on a Friday does listen to Cool Vibes Radio. When you check it on the radio website, boy, we load, boy, we reach 1,300 already on a Friday, you know. Why? Only on the radio website. We're moving on to reggae music. The Led Bonnie Weller. Let's go, people. Let's go. Boy, look it, boy. Yeah. Bunks it, Japanese, how you doing? Radio Garden locked in, boy. So much people listening this afternoon, but I can tell you. Dr. Lovin at the building. Joseph Alexis, how you doing? Priscilla John, darling. Hey, somebody tell somebody.
So the music rock me. Cause I've got love, darling. Love, sweet love, darling.
Love, sweet love.
Quiet is the night.
Quiet is the night, baby.
Please turn off your light.
Well, I tell you something you gotta do so right here on Cool Vibes Radio.
Cause I've got love, darling. Love, sweet love, darling.
Okay, alright. No worries, my brother. Anytime you're ready, you can call. Oh my God. I play your favorite song.
So we can rock it all night long, darling. Strike the hammer wide.
Strike it hard.
Iron is hot, yeah. Strike the hammer wide.
Oh yes, we got you right here.
Iron is hard to hold. Strike the hammer wide. The iron is hot, yeah.
Number right here to call us right is +44 7720 17 4362. Hey Koyo, good afternoon to you, sir. How you doing? Coming from your good friend Jimmy Haynes over in Lapwich, Roselle. All you guys listening down there, boy? How you guys doing this afternoon? Hope you guys having a wonderful, wonderful day. I tell you, Dr. Lovin at the building, boy. Every time you see you had to like this, boy, it remind me of me old days, boy. Me old days, boy. As a young boy racing up in the map, we are valley in old young boy. We going to Sunday school, boy. We call it children's party, boy. Man skanking like nobody business. Them time they no gun, no knife. Everybody having a good time. But nowadays, boy, when you go to dance, you gotta be careful. You gotta walk with your you gotta walk with your body proof, boy. You gotta walk with a body proof. Bulletproof, everything on you, boy. Man used to hold up on the girl, boy, dancing with them, boy, romancing them and take them home to their parents, boy. No problem. Nowadays, the professor say booking gun cafe, we shoot to. Who point for me out and say, Dr. Love, what's in my cup stays in my cup, man. I better from PS Num. I play your show, man. When book come here, are we? Man, vi marche. Les moi vinn danser, ma vinn danser. Les moi danser d'abord c'est moi moi tout dit ça. Moi pas vinn pour danser, moi même pas pied moi danser. Moi vinn boire moi because c'est calé baisser ça baisser à ben for the ben ça. Dr. Love not on that. Money worries, I got that every day, boy. I want money, boys. That's why I want y'all to advertise your business with me. Okay, we have a call. Let me take this one. Hello, good afternoon, you live. Can you hear me, my brother? Hello? I don't know what's going on.
Chico, hey.
Hey, brother Chico, how you doing? Can you hear me? Hello? I can hear you now, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was just turning down the volume on my TV.
Okay. Because you don't want any background noise. Okay. Talk to us.
Yes.
Talk to us, my brother.
So
Talk to us. I good, man. I'm holding on, man. I'm holding on. I'm there.
All right. I just walked in. Mm-hmm. And I was told that you were asking for me to call you.
Well, I need you definitely because right now, there, to be honest with you, I have two of the new candidates have called me, and then you are number 3. Not today, but today you are the first person to call today. And I would love to hear from you what plan that you have for the people in Castries. Castries is where you at. You know, where you represent.
Yeah, well, yes. What I could say is when I go around the constituency and I see what has happened over the past 30 years, which is practically nothing to me.
Okay.
Castries East has been the mega of sports in St. Lucia. Mm-hmm. When sports is doing well in Castries East, sports does well on a national level.
True.
And while we see, even at the time before, while the opportunities were not available, we were doing very well.
Yeah,
I remember in the 80s, we used to be OECS champions.
Yes.
We used to be champions in the region. We used to travel through the Caribbean, and at that time in the 80s, 86, 87, 88, the countries that used to be very concerned about us were countries like Trinidad, Jamaica. These were the more developed Caribbean countries. The other countries, for example, the countries of the OECS, were not competing on the same stage with us, you know.
Very true.
And what we have seen over the past is that has completely died out.
True.
So the plan, one of the plans for Castries East, we want to redevelop Castries East to make Castries East the mecca of sports in the country. A few weeks ago, during the convention in Dennery, when they launched Brad and Norbert and them in Dennery.
Yeah.
One of the things that resonated with me in Brad's speech was that he remembered the days when they used to look forward to coming up to Marchand.
Oh yes, because brother Chico, let me tell you, back on the 19 football, I was I was not a player, but we was strong support. And when we coming down to Mendu Filling Park, the whole valley coming down, that's where the people in Marchand was making their money. And I can tell you something. The last final that the under 19, Mabia under 19, them time there, I can remember a lot of the footballers. When we lost that under 19 against Anslary beat us 1-0. And I bet with a young girl in Anslary $200 that day. And she said to me, if she win me, she taking me. If she win me, if I win her, she's coming home with me. But if she win me, I'm saying where I am. And I tell you, I lost my money. And I tell you and them days there in that football, when you hear, Black Hat production, whenever the Valley is not in that game, nothing is not happening. Because when we coming down to Castries, when we coming down to Marshall, it's truck load. We coming down from back. We coming down from back cartel. We coming down from Castries. Traffic. There
you go.
My brother, let me tell you something. I know you have the plan, and I'm saying to you loud and clear. I know, because if Philip Jepier can remember in his young days of football in Marshall, in the young days of May Day Festival in St. Lucia, when they used to have all the reggae shows and everything, where the people in Marshall was making money. Brother Chico, nobody not telling me about that. Oh. This is thing that I am aware of. This is thing that I see. This is thing that I was in, you know. You understand? Football was the biggest thing them days there, you know. Nowadays, when you go buy a little football, soccer, or a little competition, you don't see much. Because where they having it? Because Marshall was the ideal for that. And for a man that came from... You know, but this man, you know what? Honestly speaking, my brother, you have a lot of work to do, and I know, I can see you have been working on the ground, and you bring in the change for the people of Marshall. I know you will do it. In Castries, you bring in the changes. And I want the people that listening in Castries do not have no doubt about Brother Chico. They can tell you that he's not a man that talk, but he's a man of principle, and he's a man with manners. When he comes to you, you'll see the way he does cherish you, and he come to you. You're not going and sit down with you and just, oh, blah, blah, blah. He giving you the ideas. And brother, you know this. You see this groundwork you're doing. You have not said anything about. You have not said anything. Because people that I know in the area tell me you are on the grounds every goddamn day that come, and I want you to keep it up.
That is correct. So let me just give you a brief history of myself in Castries. I started playing at a very young age. I mean, I was about 12 to 13 years. And I already had my own football team where the team was mine. I named it Radical Football Team. Okay. And we really used to play in the Castries South competition. That's on the Mon. Because at the time, I mean, I was 18, and when I was about 13, 14 years.
Yes.
And when I look at the quality of players that we had in playing in Marchand, especially there was a team called Marcus Leon Strikers, ML Strikers. Okay. I mean, that guy, Marcus Leon, went around and he selected the cream of the crop in Castries East. I mean, guys like, I do, these guys would appreciate me calling their name right now. Colede at Steve Barber Shop. Okay. Persons who do not know fellas like Colede. Colede was one of the best wing backs that we have had as a junior footballer. Okay. We had fellas like Amede. We had fellas like Eric Laforce. We had fellas like Junior Francis. We had fellas like Marcus Jolie. You know, Edson from the Marshall Boulevard. You know, we had those players who were, these guys were the best. True. Now, at the time growing up, you know, I chose to go and play for South Castries. Okay. Because I used to play on the Mon, so I played for South Castries. I was a little young boy. Yeah. And because I felt I was not able to compete, because these guys had their thing playing, and to besides, some of the guys I spoke of were already played with the Rockall sports team. Okay. And for a number of reasons which I don't want to mention here, because Rockall had a reunion and I keep putting some pressure on them. I was invited and I attended. Okay. I keep putting pressure on them as to why I never played for Rockall. But after a while, I sat down. A few days, I went down into Marshall and I was watching ML Strikers play. And I realized, well, wait a minute. These guys are no better than me, you know. I feel I could go amongst these guys and survive. So when I came down and I started playing, because I went to the Marshall School. We were born and raised in Marshall. I went to the Marshall School. I was always around Marshall Field playing. But I just felt that to me, I didn't have the quality to play amongst these guys, because these guys were the guys, you know, everybody talking about these guys. Yes. But one day I sat down and I said to myself, but I better than some of these guys, you know. So anyway, the following year, I decided, you know what? That guy, Jayut. Yeah, I remember Jayut. I remember Jayut. Yes. For VSADC. Yes. The other one that I used to play for, there was what's the name of the team in Graveyard Day? There was Spartans. Yeah, there was Spartan VSADC and all them team there. Right. Yes. So he used to coach me in Marsh, and that guy kept telling me, but man, you could make this team, you could make this thing. So I said, okay. So one day it was Castries. I used to attend the Castries Comprehensive School. So I decided my cousin asked me to go to VG to just practice on a Saturday morning with CYO. So I said, okay. At the time, I don't have no football boots or anything because when you're growing up in a large family,
yes,
it's
kind of difficult. Yeah, very. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know that.
So my cousin asked me to go to take a practice, just on a Saturday morning with CYO, and he had a pair of boots. So he borrowed me the pair of boots, and I went to VG, and we were just training. We were training with CYO. And when CYO picked the first team, we were playing against the rest. So all of us were there, and CYO picked the first team, comprising of fellas like George Belrose, Hilary Modest, Harbin, T. Alfred, Daddy, and all of these guys. And the rest, I decided that I was going to play with the rest because I get a sweat. And everybody went on the field. Yeah. And there was one available position on the field as a wing back, as a left wing back. Okay. And because I wanted to play, I decided that I was going to, because that's the only place I could have played. The only time.
Well, that was the only position you would have get.
Yeah, right. That was available. So I decided, you know what? If I want to take a sweat, let me just play there. Yes. And I went and I played there, and I impressed Arnold Clouden. Okay. And after this training session, he walked up to me and he said to me, he asked me, where are you from? I tell him I'm from Marchand. He asked me, who are my parents? So I explained to him my parents, the Chicos from Rockall. My father used to drive the lifter. And he told me, you know what? You have some potential, I want you to continue training. So I was like, okay. I said to him, but I only came there today just to catch a sweat. Because at that time we were on school break. It was midterm break. Because I was going to the Castries Comprehensive School at the time. Okay. And I tell him, well, look, I will not be able to do that all the time because I am going to Castries Comprehensive School and I won't have time to come and train on the morning. And he said to me, don't worry about that. Just come on weekends when you come. And from that day, I was aged 13. Arnold Clouden selected me as a player on the CYO team. Wow. Within the next 3-4 months, Arnold Clouden took me to Matnik to play with CYO. Wow. And it has just been, I had just joined the CYO team and I continue. Now I'm right-handed, I'm not left-handed. So I just continued play with the CYO team as a left back. Left back. And from that time, I grew up through CYO playing as a left back. Until when I got to about, say, 16 years, even before I left the Castries Comprehensive School, he decided that I became a permanent fixture on the CYO team as a left back. So I made the national junior team as a left back. I was also selected. I was one of the first footballers who was playing for the St. Lucia national junior team and also got selected on the senior team. And I must have been about 16 or 17 at the time. But when I went into the national senior team, the politics in the national senior team, I was not in for it. They were the national senior team was basically they were trying to develop their own football, and I'm talking about 1985-86. Yep. They were trying to develop their own football. Now, as a young boy growing up, I practically grew up around the church. You understand? So, in order for you to be part of these groups, you must be, a dread kind of person. So they used to refer to me as a bald head. That kind of way. Yes. So the opportunities were not given to me because a lot of people in my junior years felt that I was a bald head. And when Arnold Clouden took me, because Arnold Clouden at the time, the team used to be the Catholic Youth Organization before they changed to the Castries Youth Organization. So because it was a church group, Arnold Clouden brought me in and I continued playing with CYO for many, many years.
Okay.
I did that until, I played for CYO for 20-something years. And I played amongst all the senior guys. I played together with Peter Darius. I played together with Bolo, Junior Watson. I played together with Bullfrog, Haywood. I brought Q. I played with all of these, Peter Darius. I actually played with these guys, you know. And when I tell people now that I played amongst these guys, they don't want to believe me.
Well,
but fast forward, after the CYO, when Arnold Clouden was about to leave football because when he fell sick, he really wanted to hand over the football team to somebody that he trusted and he wanted to continue football.
Okay.
So Arnold Clouden brought me in and he had me to start coaching in the community. So I became the coach of the Marshall football team, and that Marshall football team, all the teams playing in the Marshall League at the time, were teams from Forestier, teams from Tiroche, Bachmale, Pave, Arendelle, so the entire community. So I became the coach of that team, and I coached that team for probably 10 to 12 years. So while a lot of people are saying that, you know, I have not been in the constituency, I have been in that constituency from age 13.
My brother, listen to me. Listen to what I'm going to say to you. You see, politics is something that you will hear a lot of good and bad. But I understand from some particular talk show hosts did say that, you know, in time of all the problem with the Rover Gate, you know, problems there, saying that he was raised up with you in the same house. And saying so much good things regarding you. And I know the people in the community that I have been associating with talking to, because imagine, while I was in St. Lucia this year, me and my friend Arnold, we went to Rock Hall. And actually we went to Rock Hall, we went by Buffalo's mom. And we were sitting there, and the politics and everything, and I heard some good things about you, and then they did not even endorse you as a candidate yet. No, and I when we left there, I was in the house in the balcony. I take a little walk just to check on the vehicle where it was parking, and somebody knows me. They saw me on my life, and they was talking to me, and I had engaged with them with the politics, and I tell them who they have in mind to run for that seat. He said, well, they heard something, but they know that person said to me, he's going for you. You understand? Without even you knowing. And I met you in Castries. I never mentioned that to you. And I just said to myself, it's up to the people. So when I heard these things, when I heard that they endorse you and I see they endorse you, my brother, let me tell you something. You know, when they endorse you, I had come back to England. I think I had came back already. And then I went back again. And I tell you something. When they endorse you that day, you know what I said to myself? London, because you see the crowd that was behind you in that boulevard there, and that shows me the people in Castries they are ready for better representative. And the only thing I will advise you, I'll be working with you wherever I'm here in England on my radio, on both radio station now, because we just opened a new station now, Coolvibes Radio, and I will be working with you wherever I'm here in England or in St. Lucia. I'm working with all the candidates of the United Workers' Party, because, you know, it's my job to do so, because I want better for the country. And I know somebody asked me to put in a question. Somebody asked a question in the chat room, and he said that, what plan that you have, because there is no toilet in Castries East, in Marshall. We are aware of that. That's been donkey years, over 40 years. Philip J.P. is there, and they have not put any public bathroom for the people to use, for those who cannot afford it. And I am asking you this question, and I know this is a vision that you have. This is something that you have been looking to find areas that is empty, where people not using this building, to use this building as public toilet for the people in Castries East, because, you know, it's well needed, because you are aware of that, and people been saying it. And I know there is different plan that with housing for people to rehouse them betterly, you know, so for the poor people, because Philip J.P. called them the poor of the poorest. And I know this is not a word that I know any of the candidate of the United Workers' Party will use to any of the supporters or any St. Lucian, because it's Philip J.P. that come with that. And when you're gonna build houses, when you win that seat, and I know that for the people that need a house to stay in, you will be working to build a better house for them with their toilet and balcony and their kitchen that they can relax and feel good and they can have a nice fresh air coming to them when they sit down in their house. Because you see the state, you've been walking in all the gullies, on all the alleys, you've seen it. So at the end of the day, it's still a priority now. You could still tell the people what plan you have and you're going to make it work for them. And that's what we do. That's what I am there for. And that's the kind of question I'm going to put it. I know you will do it, but you can tell the people, yes, you are ready to do it, my brother.
Right. Right. So the first thing is there is a public facility close to Kalalu, right past the bridge.
Okay.
But that is in the bottom. That is in the bottom of Marchand.
Yes, I know what that is.
Now, when I first started going around the constituency, that's sometime in October thereabout. When I first started going around in the constituency, this was one of the complaints that I was getting frequently from persons.
Okay.
And I kept asking, why is the Marshall Health Center closed? And I found out, in fact, the argument was, they gave me two reasons. One being that because of the location of the Marshall Health Center, the Marshall Health Center was closed because they're saying the nurses and them could not have done blood pressure tests
and all them. Okay.
The motorcycles, the loud motorcycles, and the nuts next to the road.
Yes.
But when I really take a serious look at that, I said to myself, but wait a minute, tell me one health center that is not close to the road.
Yes.
If you go around the country,
for instance,
nearly all health centers are right there next to the road.
For instance, look
they on practically, some of them are practically on the road. The other concern that came to me, in fact, I was talking to a particular lady, and I find that lady was so aggressive when I was speaking to her, and she said to me, oh, you say you want to open the Marshall Health Center, and the Marshall Health Center, the reason why it was shut is because the sewer system was too small and it's backing up. And I'm like, are you serious? They just gutted the entire Chaussee Road to do sewer pipes and to do pipelines.
Yes.
And you're telling me Marshall Health Center, the sewer line is too small and it was backing up in the health center. And that is why it was shut. I say, but I mean, that to my mind does not make sense. So I said to myself, but look, if that is the situation, look at where the Marshall Health Center is. So one time, because they moved some of the services from the Marshall Health Center and they brought it to the Entrepot Health Center. That's some of the services. The other services, they moved it from the Marshall Health Center and they brought it to La Clery because they shut down the Central Castries Health Center. So as a result, the residents within the constituency were not able to access the Marshall Health Center.
Okay.
So that is one issue. Secondly, the Marshall Health Center is strategically located.
True.
If Marshall has been the sporting capital of St. Lucia, you have two major playing fields right there.
Exactly.
I mean, I grew up as a young boy.
Exactly.
You have a number of schools. You have the Entrepot School, you have the Marshall School, you have the St. Joseph's Convent. You have a number of schools within the Leoness within that space. And you're shutting down Marshall Health Center. That should never be.
That should never
if
be.
You look at if you look at the location of the Entrepot Health Center, if an elderly person, I'm not talking about a young person who is mobile.
Yeah.
If an elderly person needs to go to the health center, and the health center, they have to go to the Entrepot Health Center. First, they would have to come down into town, take a bus, get into town, then take an Entrepot bus and get into Entrepot. But the bus does not pass on the road where the health center is. Okay. So they may very well have to walk. Okay. The Marshall Health Center is strategically located. One, and secondly, it is right next to two major that's the two major fields in the capital of the country.
True.
So when you shut down the Marshall Health Center, you have created and plus you shut down the Central Castries Health Center. you have created a major dearth of health services within that space.
True.
So my view is the Marshall Health Center must be reopened, because if you look at all the buses coming from Antripo, while they go to Riverside Road, where they stop right behind the Marshall Field. The Marshall Health Center is within access. It's less than 100 meters away.
Okay.
All the buses from Marshall, from Pave, Menadil, Rockall, Bishop Gap, Arundel, Bacatel, Tiroshi, Forest, all the buses pass right in front of the Marshall Health Center.
Okay.
So to shut down the Marshall Health Center just because motorcycles making a lot of noise or transportation vehicles making a lot of noise.
But brother, you can listen to that. That cannot be, because look at the Library Health Wellness Center. Look at where it's been located for so many years. Okay? Look at where it's been located.
The Laclery Health Center.
Exactly.
The Laclery Health Center is located right on the main road.
Yes. So I don't understand that.
If you go on the Bexon, if you go to Bexon,
yes,
the Bexon Health Center
on the main road,
off the main road, is just about 20 feet away from the main road,
and so much.
And that's a major thoroughfare to and from Castries.
Yes.
So you have a lot more traffic on that road than you have in Marshall. Well, so these are the little things that we're looking at. And when you look at what is happening, for example, for sewage in the Marshall community. So let's look at the Marshall Boulevard. When you walk into the Marshall Boulevard, it's like you're walking into a time capsule.
Wow.
It
is true.
It's when I first visited the Marshall Boulevard, after I was selected to go into the Marshall Boulevard. When I saw what was there, now I had been there before because remember I said I was coaching the Marshall football team.
You did.
I used to be in there because I used to help out a lot of the players. I had a group of players and I was just around these guys. I wanted to keep these guys around me because I realized, I really need to reach out and help these guys. True. Now, I will not take a microphone and go out in the streets and say what I have done.
True.
I mean, it's not for me to do that. You must respect people's dignity.
Yeah. More professional than that. You know what you are, and you know your aim. Yeah.
So every community I visit, and even when I was not in Marshall, I went to Soufrière. And if you go to Soufrière and ask about me and ask for what I was doing in the community of Soufrière, they will tell you. Okay. If you go to Vieux-Fort and find out about me and what I was doing in Vieux-Fort, they will tell you. It's not for me to go out there and say I help this person and that person. But I do a lot of community outreach. I help a lot of people. Even now, I still go out and do a lot of helping. I help a lot of people. But when I look at
Brother Chingo, you don't have to say this because even as you are the candidate for the United Workers' Party for Castries East, at your work at them time in custom, there is nothing bad that I have heard people say. All they're telling you, this man is a nice man, he's very charming, he's very understandable, very nice and quiet, Nice, they don't say nothing bad. I have not heard anything bad. If anybody going to say something bad about you as you are candidate for the United Workers' Party, is the people that not really into you. They don't know you for true. They don't really know you, but because you are the candidate, they will find out and find things to say. But the people that knows you and they voted, they support you and they elected you to be the candidate, they will talk good things about you. And I'm sure they're working with you, and I can see they're working with you. You understand?
Let me tell you. Let me just give you an example of what I have heard. I was in town one time, and I'm actually standing there, and I'm listening to after this Rovergate thing was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, and there are a group of guys standing right next to me and talking. And the guys are talking about Peter Chico and how this man has done this and this man is that and this man is not good and this man is not good. So I have a friend standing there with me. I mean, they're right next to me. And the friend is watching me and the friend is watching them. Because I actually stopped there because the friend was talking to them.
Okay.
And And I'm standing there and I'm listening to them, and I'm saying, I mean, I have nothing to say. And these guys had everything bad to say about Peter Chico. So my friend is asking them, but do you all know Peter Chico? Yes, I know him. I know the guy. I know this, and I'm standing right there.
Bunch of liars.
And they continue and they giving me all kind of blows.
Yes.
And my friend said to them, "You sure you know Peter Chico? But this is Peter Chico." And you know what they said? Oh, that's what I heard. And I'm like, are you all people serious? You know what?
These are the guys I call them opportunists. They don't know nothing, but they are opportunists. They don't know you, but they're talking about you. That's what it is. And I find they even have some of our, which I thought that they was strong flambeau, and I call them opportunists, because when you know somebody, you talk good about the person, but don't pretend you don't know that person. They're bashing you, and you there, they don't even know that's you. So these are
the things. They don't even know it's you. You know?
Yeah, that's what it is.
So this has been the predicament that I've had to deal with.
Yeah.
And since I decided, you know, to get involved in the political arena, I mean, I keep hearing a lot of things.
Hey, my brother,
but it's not for me. It's not for me to go out there and get myself involved in any quarrel or fight with anybody.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's not the level.
Persons have their opinions, and they're entitled to their opinions, they're entitled to their views, and I'm not going to go out and fight with anybody. But just to come back to what you mentioned about the talk show host, I mean, that's family. True. And I keep saying to everybody that this is family.
True. I understand.
And I hope you don't mind. Could I mention his name?
You can listen, man. I don't have a problem on the radio. You can do anything you want to do, as long as we're not disrespecting
just to clarify. Just to clarify some gray issues, right? Champagne's adopted mother, the lady who raised him, was my godmother.
Oh, okay.
The gentleman who raised him, that's my godmother's husband, was also my brother's godfather. Right? So these are family members.
But
you know,
my brother,
these are family.
My brother, sorry to stop you there, and I just want people to understand that. So because there's people, they listening and they spread this one say what they don't hear. But I'm so glad and I'm so happy that you are mentioning these things. And to me, I would look at it as brother by another mother, but we're not blood brothers, but we are brothers. As
far as I'm concerned,
yes,
we are brothers.
Yes, that's right. That's
right. So
Mm-hmm.
So I will not get involved in any exchange.
Yes.
I will not. I mean, if we meet, I greet him. We speak.
Yes.
I speak to him. I have absolutely nothing. You know, so I do not want people
to. Yes.
Like I listen to a lot of things that is going on over the media, and it bothers me because I think people do not understand the relationship that exists between us. We grew up together.
Well, my brother.
We practically grew up in the same house.
But listen to that.
Being guided by the same people.
Listen to that. Listen to that. I understand that you sharing it here with us on the radio on here on Cool Vibes live on Facebook as well. But then what you said there, if anybody listening and they understand what you said and listen to the other part, just a little glimpse on the other part, my brother, they will see there is a bitterness on the other side, really and truly. But then what you say,
I don't. I don't know about that.
Yes.
I don't know about that, and I don't want to get involved in that.
It don't make no sense either.
The gentleman is my family.
Yes.
The gentleman is my family, and I am not going to cross these lines.
I don't blame you, and I will not allow you to do it, and I will not support it anyway.
So I will treat that as a family. A member of my family. So I don't want to get involved in any cross.
No.
You know, shake. You know.
Yeah.
It's totally unnecessary to me.
Yes.
Whatever that is going on, that makes absolutely no sense in my mind.
That's right.
And I am hoping that we, not just as St. Lucians, but we as members of the United Workers Party, as supporters of the United Workers Party, throw all that garbage in the bin.
Absolutely
and
right.
Come together as one.
Yes.
And to work together as one because we have one common goal. our one common goal is
so
to win that next general election.
Yes.
But not particularly in Castries East, because Castries East, when you look at what has been going on in Castries East, I mean, that in itself is a travesty.
No, it is.
I have decided to put myself up, and I am going to do all in my power to ensure that I reach every single member of the constituency and to assist them in developing themselves, their families, their lives, and to develop the constituency to ensure that Castries East become this model constituency that we used to have in the past. But what we want to do now is to make it an up-to-date community where constituency, where we involve all the technologies, we engage all the youth, because we have a lot of young persons in the constituency that can make a contribution, but there is no opportunity.
True.
So we want to bring back opportunity, we want to bring back investment, we want to bring back economic development. We want to basically give the constituents of Castries East that economic freedom that they could now go out and live. They could now go out and look after their families. And they do not have to sit down and wait for step every 3 months where they get in their $500.
Yes, yeah.
Or every weekend or every month where they get in a pound of rice, a pound of sugar, and a pound of flour.
Yes.
So we need to change that. We need to develop our people. If you develop the people, you develop the community. If you develop the community, you develop the country. And everybody going to be in a position where they can survive, where they can do things for themselves.
Yeah.
So that is my view. That is what I want to bring to the constituency.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Yeah. But when I look at it, my brother, right? When I look at Marsha is the capital of Castries. And for a prime minister who's been representing the people of Marsha, Castries East, for such a long time, we're talking about how many elections he won already? That's the 7th one or the 6th one that he won?
He says he's a 6-star general.
Okay, he's a 6-star general. Okay, 6-star general, and you cannot make Marsha a star village in your community. You cannot give a good facial. Imagine, right? Let me just say these things to you, my brother. Philip Jepier is so nasty. Look at where he have his office. When you just left Jordan Place there and you're going down, he have his office, and look at the facial of his office. Look at the facial of his office, and just looking at Mindo Filling Package just across from you, you can see everything. And you mean to tell me, as the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, you in the financial institute, you cannot decorate Marsha, Castries East, and make it better for the people? Not even behind his own office, there's people that living at the back there, they don't have toilet. They don't have toilet. Public bath, not even public bath for those who cannot afford. And you're telling me the poor of the poorest? This is a shame, man. My brother, and I'm telling you something. I know you will do it, and I know that you are willing to do it, and I know you have the aim, you have the vision, and everything in you for you to do what you have to do for the people of Castries East. And as long as the people of Castries East is listening and making the right decision, this time you all cannot fail yourself, because the man already says he's a 6-star general. He have won 6 elections, and he have been there over 40 odd years. So now that's the time that we need changes. We need changes.
Yes.
We need changes. And
yes,
we need changes,
yes.
man.
Yes. So like I keep saying, I served in the public service for 46 and a half years.
Wow.
I am a man of service.
Yes.
I only want to bring that same level of service to the constituents of Castries East. And I'm telling you, when I go around the constituency, the reception that I get is very good. I must say, extremely good. A lot of the constituents are actually speaking to me, telling me what their problem is, and to me, these are simple problems that could be resolved. But when you keep persons dependent on a pound of sugar, a pound of flour, rather than giving them a job for them to be able to buy not only a pound of sugar and a pound of flour, but for them to be able to afford to buy upon a chicken back as well, because you can't just have sugar and flour, you know. No. You need the meat to go with it. Exactly. So when you tell me that's how you treat an entire constituency, I think the people of Castries East needs to understand and needs to wake up and say to themselves, look, enough is enough. I am tired of sitting down and waiting for a pound of sugar and a pound of rice. True. I want to be able to go in the supermarket, buy my pound of sugar, buy my pound of rice, buy my seasoning, buy my chicken, and go home and cook a food, still having enough for me to pay my electric, my telephone, my water, and able to save, even though it's $50. Yeah. Apart from having my money to take me to work, my transport money, even if it's $50, I can save, whether it's weekly, fortnightly, monthly. But at least I will have that economic freedom where I don't have to sit down and wait for somebody to come and give me a $50 voucher. Because when you go to the supermarket, if a $50 voucher, when last you went to the supermarket with $50? I went to the supermarket.
Hold on. Listen. Let me give you a part of my story in St. Lucia, right? I don't want to lie. When I get to St. Lucia in 14th of, I went down 14th of January, 13th of January. So the next day, I think the next day or the day after, I went to Castries. While I'm in Castries, you know, I'm a man, whenever I reach in St. Lucia, I have to go Castries because I love my town. I love my people in Castries. Especially I go Moni and see all my people, go Monsito, all them places there. I decided to go to Marcy. I needed a few little things, you know, honestly, because, you know, I don't buy too much because it's me one, and I don't want to buy too much because it's not every day that I cook, you know, but I will be cooking. I went in, I buy my little onion, my little garlic, my carnation milk, you know, just a couple of packet of rice and thing. And I can't remember what I said about, but it's imagine, it's not a bag full. The woman tell me $170. So I'm saying to myself, $170 for what? He said to me, so
you lucky
no more. That's what I didn't want much, you know. So I went to her and I said to her, but hold on there, how much do you get paid a day? He said to me, the mister, leave that there. I said, you have made free of my wages by 170. You don't get them. You don't even get $70 a day. He said to me, you're very smart, you know. But I look in the price of things in the supermarket as the labor part. You know, to be honest with you, in terms of UWP was in government. I was still coming to I was in St. Lucia. I was coming down traveling. Things was much better. Things was not so sky high. Imagine, you know, my brother, the man say he gonna cap on the gas price, and it's still staying at 16.50. Can you imagine? And we still under 2.5 in tax, and nothing is not happening. Oh my God!
Cool vibe. Let me just because I just made a post on that, right? So let me just run that. Let me just run that by you. And I'm hoping that we do have some experts, new candidates, who I am going to encourage to speak out on that. But I just want to mention just this thing about, just to make a little mention of what was said in the budget, right?
Yeah.
And I just made a post on Facebook.
Okay.
In my humble view, this is a campaign budget, right?
I saw that. I think I saw that.
If you listen to all of these, the Labour Party ministers, members, parliamentarians, all they are saying to you, and they have a favorite slogan that I think the Prime Minister came out with, what they shoulda, coulda, or woulda. If you listen to all of them, and I keep saying that time and time again, each of these parliamentarians need to speak in front of a mirror, look themselves in the mirror and speak.
That is
because all you're hearing is, remember last year was the year of infrastructure.
Yes.
What infrastructure have you seen happen in St. Lucia?
No, it's in the mouth. It's in the mouth. It's saying in the mouth. Plenty talk, no action.
Let me break it down for you. Last year, 2024, was the year of infrastructure. There was no infrastructure. And this is the trick that is being used again to fool people.
True.
Last year was the year of infrastructure.
Yes.
Nothing happened. However, the Prime Minister is reporting that they made so much money, they had a surplus. But let me just give you let me just break it down. If I give you $100 to go to the supermarket and shop, right? And you take 5 weeks, you do not go to the supermarket and shop. Obviously, you will have that $100.
True.
Right? So when you do go to the supermarket 5 weeks later, you will have $100. So if you do not spend any of that money, that $100 that I've given you there now, when you go to the supermarket in 5 weeks, you will still have $100.
Yes.
So for him to say that they got a surplus, all the monies they were collecting, and they spent absolutely no money on infrastructure.
No money.
So all the money they were collecting in the 2.5 levy for health and security, and they have not seen any improvement in health, any improvement in security. Obviously, if you collect that money for that purpose, which we all know that that money was not collected for the purpose, it was collected to basically foot up a loan that they were going to take.
Yeah.
So that is one bluff. The second bluff is if you didn't, your year of infrastructure, you had no infrastructure, obviously the money you had for infrastructure would, I assume, roll over to the next financial year.
Yes.
So the surplus you end up with in the next financial year is as a result of your inability to implement any infrastructural products and projects within the year of infrastructure. Yeah. So that is one. Secondly, he mentioned about the price of gas, capping the price of gas at $16 from $16.50 as of July.
Yeah.
Remember, during the reign of the tenure of the United Workers' Party, gas was capped at $14.95.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say
at that price, gas had gone up to $100 and something a barrel. Now gas prices, fuel prices is at $60 something a barrel. But instead of bringing it down, we're not saying you cannot bring it down. You should not bring it down to 14. Make it $14.
Exactly.
You capping it at $16. So all the time, remember who this is impacting. This is not impacting the people with money. This is impacting the vulnerable people we have in the communities, in the country.
Absolutely right.
So fuel prices impact everything in our life. So to those persons who believe that the St. Lucia Labour Party is working in their favor and they are not paying taxes, they are wrong as two left shoes. They are paying taxes because the cost of fuel impacts every single thing that you do, right? So secondly, that's the second point, that capping the gas at $16 and $16 is a gimmick again. Third, the fact that the Prime Minister in his budget debate said that he's going to remove the import duty on price control items. For all the St. Lucians and all the people around the world that listening to this, CARICOM, which is the CARICOM countries, have an institution on a group they call quoted, right? It is they are responsible for the rates of duty in the common external tariff. Okay? And I'm hoping that one of our trade experts come and explain that to the people. So no government, no prime minister has that authority to go in there tomorrow morning and say they're taking out the price, the import duty on any commodity. But it's not going to happen.
But he make his supporters, and he think he's St. Lucia, and he make understand that's what he think.
That's the bluff.
But I'm so happy that you call the program here and you're explaining all these things, because you're making me understand something that I was not aware of, and I did not really understand it.
Let me explain it to you. For any government, to remove import duty on any item, they must send in an application to quoted.
Okay.
They must send in an application to CARICOM. indicating that for whatever reason, whether for economic reasons, because the country has suffered a disaster. For example, if a hurricane passes and it destroys St. Lucia, but the other Caribbean countries do take pluck, then they will say, well, look, as a result, in order for us to rebuild and to stabilize our economy, we're asking for a reduction in cost in import duty, or the exemption in import duty, or reduction in import duty. Because remember, the countries must generate the taxes as well.
Yes.
So you will ask for an exemption, and this is what happens with Christmas barrels.
Yeah.
So that is why it is a cabinet decision. You have to apply. Well, cabinet, I have that establishment for Christmas barrel. So if in the case of a disaster, the government of St. Lucia will write to CARICOM indicating that as a result of this disaster, we want an exemption on taxes of these items.
Okay.
And CARICOM then will meet and give them an approval. But they will not give them an indefinite approval. They will give them an approval indicating that you are authorized, St. Lucia is authorized to remove import duty on these items from January 1 to December 31st. You know you cannot take it into January 1 the next year because it expires on December 41st. So if you want to go beyond that, you have to make another application for it, right? Now, so that's one issue. So the Prime Minister does not have that authority. So forget that. We're not going there.
But Brother Chico, listen to that. You know, the idea that you come up with, this idea you sharing there. My man there as a Prime Minister there, he don't have this idea. He don't even think of that. He don't have that knowledge. So for you to be
but he doesn't need to have it. He has his Minister of Commerce, which is Miss Hippolyte. Miss Hippolyte has been a Minister of Commerce for a while, and Bradley Felix explained that in his speech last night. And I'm hoping that those persons who are not supporters of the UWB party heard Bradley Felix last night.
Okay.
So let us go now to the price control list. I want all the media houses in St. Lucia to ask the government of St. Lucia to show them a list of all the items on the price control list. Because I could guarantee you, I'm Cool Vibes, I could guarantee you, if that list have 10 items, it does not have 11. Okay? I may be subjected to correction, but the last I knew of it, and I could just off the top of my head give you 4 or 5 items. Rice, flour, sugar, cement, right? But the rice they're talking about is not packaged rice. The rice they're talking about is bulk rice, bulk flour, and bulk sugar. That is why it's the Ministry of Commerce that is responsible for the importation of bulk rice. So if you want bulk rice, which is what the Mali way buy, that is what you could go in the supermarket and buy a pong, 2 pong, 3 pongs of, right? So they bring in bulk rice. A bag of rice is about $80. You could go buy a bag of rice and make 1 pong packets out of it. Out of 100 pongs of rice, you make 1 pong packet, you get 100 pongs of rice. So whatever the price you sell, you'll make your money.
I understand.
But the packaged rice, the government has no authority to remove duties on them. Now, the government could help. Because the other taxes that are applicable on these things, which are local taxes, and these local taxes are service charge, value-added tax, the government can do from their own cabinet, do things to reduce these taxes. They can do that. But if you look at the way the Value-Added Tax Act is written, it is still not automatic. You understand? The government cannot wake up tomorrow morning and say, I'm removing value-added tax on vehicles for somebody. It does not work that way. So you see, now persons like me who worked in the public service for all my life, we understand this thing. And I must say that the public service has not done a very good job in educating the masses as to how these policies work.
Well,
The Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber of Commerce too, in my view, supposed to have that responsibility as well to educate people. But I'm listening to these things in the budget, and to me, what are the experts saying? I mean, everybody has swallowed a dozen mumu pills. Why are we not in educating the public so that the public could understand? And if the public understands and is educated, all these bluffs the government is coming out with is not going to work. I mean, I go to Marsh. I was just going to the constituency. Man, you see, by next weekend, there will be carpet in Castries. All roads are being paved. It takes 40 years for that.
But you know,
I mean, where we going?
That is the bluff. That is the bluff that they think they can come in to. But all the time, when UWP was in power, they said that people not eating road. So now who's eating the road? They eating the road. They eating the road. They
well,
you know, you see.
Well, $5. They say $5 can block a hole.
Well,
I'm hoping that $5 is blocking the hole for them. So we must look beyond these things, because once you start preaching to people, if you keep telling somebody a lie all the time, tell them, eventually they'll believe it.
Yes.
So when you keep going out there and telling people, oh, look at the glass half full, look at half a loaf is better than none. People now start looking, boy, things rough, but at least I have half a loaf. Nobody say, Gasa, I am hungry. Half a loaf is not going to fill my belly. I want a whole loaf.
They will not.
So when you start preaching these things to people, especially people who you keep dependent on you, to them, what you're saying is gospel. So a lot of us are not thinking outside the box. We're not looking at things realistically, and we're just there, and we basically living on what we are given. Now, somebody like me who would not live on what I am given, but would challenge a lot of things, and I've been doing that forever. You come to me with something, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't sound right, I will challenge it.
That is
respectfully,
right.
I will challenge.
That is right.
And then at the end of the day, I will correct it. If you are correct and you are able to convince me that you are correct, then fine. But if you are wrong, it has to be corrected.
That is so
and
true.
That is where it goes back again to that Rovergate scandal. Everything I did in that Rovergate scandal was done to law.
And that's what's in.
There were about 10 appointed public service lawyers working on this matter.
Oh my gosh.
Everything that was done was guided by these lawyers, trained professionals. So if I did everything by law, how in heaven's name that when the election came, that it is being spewed on the outside that I was operating illegally? And yet St. Lucians want to believe that. But this is something that will be ventilated. Time will tell. But this is something that will be ventilated. So nobody has been vindicated in court. Nobody has won any case. Nobody has been, although we see what has happened, but I still stand here and I say without fear or favor that it was all a gimmick. Tricks.
It was.
And the reason why, one of the reasons why that happened that way is because Peter Dennis Chico, was not allowed to continue as controller of customs.
Oh, yes. You said it.
I think I think I've said a mouthful there. If Peter Chico was the controller of customs after the election, that would not have gone down. But Peter Chico was removed, and that was the outcome. So, Cool Vibes?
Yes, my brother. I'm listening.
My turn to come and expose a lot of these things is going to come. It's coming.
Oh
Trust
yeah,
me,
it's on its
coming.
it's on its way, man. It's round the corner, Like the English say, it's round the corner. So we waiting. I'm waiting.
Let me tell you, Cool Vibes.
Yeah.
You see, when I get to call and think, over the past couple of months, there were a number of things that I had been looking at. And because of the information, because of where I used to be, they have a lot information that I have to keep. I am not at liberty to speak it openly.
As yet.
So it's not a matter of just coming out there and just opening the floodgates. Because if you open the floodgates, the country will just drown. And you will have nobody. You'll basically be trying to make people survive, save people. So you have to give people little bits, because we are society. Slowly. We forget quickly. Something happens tomorrow. If you want to see how quickly we forget, just walk down the road and you see an accident, and 2 days later, go back down that same road and you see another accident.
True.
I guarantee you, St. Lucians will forget the accident 2 days before. You will never hear about it again.
True.
So as long as the dust is settled, St. Lucians settle that matter, they move on.
True.
So they do not have the time to go back and question things. Look at, take for example, the Galaxy issue. I mean, that is a travesty.
Well, I was about to mention that earlier on, but I allowed you to explain and let the people listen, because I can see we have. To be honest with you, I can see in the chat room there's some good contribution and good question and a good, people will be telling you thank you there as well. So that's what we're working on, and I like that. So I can carry on talk, man, because that's what I am here for. I missed out my program yesterday, so today Friday I can engage with it. So talk.
So what is your chat saying? What is your chat asking of me?
Well, everyone said well said. That's my rep. You have a beautiful young lady in your community, which is a sister to me by another mother and a father, which I never know. I don't know her parents. Alison Georges. We got Lindell Tobier. We got a lot of people. Oh my God. We got another guy. I think he said to me he's in Cardiff in the UK, and I trying to scroll back down to see if I could get the name. Albert Jean Baptiste, and he says PJP will not deliver on his promise because he did not explain to the St. Lucian people where he's going to get the money, and we go ahead, yeah.
Where is he going to get the money? Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. Brother, hold on, brother. Somebody just said in the chat room that Peter, I can't wait for you to win. So, which is good thing. Somebody say thanks for my my rep. You are always on point with us. A nice young lady, Rosemary Ogis. Yes. Yeah.
But let me just explain something to you.
Yes, my brother.
When you go home, and you have your children at home waiting for you. Every time you go home, because I remember me as a little boy growing up, we used to wait for my father to come from work with a rock cake.
Listen,
just imagine.
No. Listen, you're talking about a rock cake. But I can remember when my father used to go to work, especially on a Friday, and I know because he always tell me he getting paid. I was waiting for my IC, my lollipop, and my cake. I'm telling you.
So let me tell you, if you got your home, if my father had come home and he didn't have that rocket, all of us there watching him in live.
So
how do you tell your children you do not have money?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you which is what I guess he's doing. He just rubbed off. I was busy. I left work early and I didn't have time.
Hey, Peter, Chico, listen. I think you got a guy there. He says Edison Ali. He says, tell him it's Edison. You know Edison? A guy called, I think he's in the States. Edison.
Oh yes, Edison Ali. We played together for CYO.
Well, I think this guy know me very well because actually I think his missus is my cousin. Yes, from Olio. Yes, and he been always listening and yeah. Go on.
Yes. So I just want to tell St. Lucians, the world, and especially the people of Castries. I have my favorite scripture, which is Exodus 13:14.
Yeah.
When Moses said to his people, fear not, stand still and watch the salvation of God do battle for you.
True that.
So do not worry. We know what we're doing.
Yep.
We know we are on the ground. And come in the next few days and weeks. The people of Castries East, they're going to hear a lot from me. They're going to see a lot of me. And God is going to guide us through this thing.
Okay.
We are going to prevail
Yes, definitely. And I said amen to that, amen and amen again, because
So,
Mhm.
so for me,
Mhm.
you will not hear me, which is what I have refrained from doing. You will not hear me going there and criticizing. This is not my kind of politics. We have to bring out a brand new style of politics in this country,
That is
where if we put ourselves up for service, we have to be
but
accountable, responsible,
but
and accountable to the people who put us there.
I want to
We
brother
are
I want to
coming there,
I,
and
I want to ask you a question, brother Chico. And that question,
sure.
I think that question, a lot of people may be wondering why do I ask it, and a lot of people is waiting to have it. Why do this election, the UWP having just so much young candidate? What do you think? What is it? Is it something these young candidates see, that they see a vision with Alan Chasney and they see a better solution? That is why they want to be on the UWP to win the seat and to build Saint Lucia in a different way. Do you think of that? What I'm thinking there? Is that your intention? Is that your intention? Is that what's in your mind?
I think
Mm-hmm.
that when we,
Mm-hmm.
because we have a lot of discussions amongst us, the new candidates,
Mm-hmm.
when we look at what is happening in the country,
Mm-hmm.
all of us have problems with what
Okay.
is happening in the country.
So do I.
A lot of us have been
Mm-hmm.
servants in this country.
Yes.
We have worked with in the public sector,
Mm-hmm.
and we see what is happening in the country
Mm-hmm.
is just not right.
True.
It is, as far as we are concerned, it is evil.
Okay.
We want to make a difference. We want to change the face of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at again what is happening between the St. Lucia Labour Party and the United Workers' Party, compare the two leaders. Because I'm telling you, what I see as a public servant who has served for 36 and a half years in the public service, I have never seen that level of, I would call it corruption. People will call it whatever they want.
I call it the same
But
thing.
I'm telling you,
I
I
call
have never seen that in my life.
I never.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
If you compare,
Mm-hmm.
if you compare the leadership,
Mm-hmm.
if you compare the individuals within these parties,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask everybody that listening to me one simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all of the accusations.
Yeah.
Women batterers, drug launderers, drug dealers, money launderers, fraudsters, rapists. Which side you hear in that is being accused of these things? Now, that's one. Secondly, if you understand as a human being, we have parents, we have mothers, we have sisters, we have brothers. When you have persons going out and abusing women, kicking women, raping women, trying to kill women, I put that one out there just so that people start thinking.
Oh my God!
You understand me?
I listen.
When you look at
I am aware of all what you saying, and I know who it related to. But I will not mention.
No. I ain't relating it to
No,
nobody.
I know what you said. I know what you said. But I said I know what you're talking about, and I know who it been related to. But you never said.
Right.
I'm just telling you my opinion here. But I have not mentioned no name.
Right.
Yes.
So the other thing I want to say is, and I want to say it first here, because that will be my response to all those who intend to attack closer to the election, right? Because I know, if you realize, nobody's attacking me, and I choose not to attack nobody. Because like I say, I have files on everybody. You understand me? I spent 30 years in law enforcement. I spent 36 years. I have a lot of information, right?
Yes.
One thing I could tell, in spite of all what they're saying about me, here is what I could tell people about myself. I have not ever in my life tried to kill my wife. I have not ever in my life tried to commit suicide.
Oh my God.
I have not ever in my life raped anybody. I have not ever in my life been denied my a US visa. I've not ever in my life been accused of being in corruption. Customs has never seized anything of mine. Customs has never investigated me in no way, fashion, or form. I have never found myself on the other side of the law. I have never shot at anybody. I've never kicked anybody to end up in court. I have not been part of that. So if people want to know the truth about me, this is the truth. So when they start coming out and accusing and trying and throw things at me, this will be my response. So I'm responding to them even before they come at me.
Yes.
All right? My thing is about service. I have served this country very well with distinction. I have served, I have represented this country in many, many countries on customs matters.
Yep.
I have gone and done a lot of customs training all over the place, all over the world.
Hey, listen, let me go to the chat room. Let me engage something. Somebody says, we in the dammering, call election, Philippia, call it please. And somebody say, we mama. And then another person says, you never sold baby powder. Can you refer?
I never what?
You said that you never sold baby powder. I know.
I don't even use baby powder. I remember baby powder was being used on me when I was a little toddler growing up.
Someone said that Peter, we have good records working for government. You know that's from your good friend Edison, right?
Right.
And somebody
I challenge. I challenge all of them. I'm challenging all of them
in the chat room again.
Put their record against mine.
Listen to that. Somebody says in the chat room again, give it to them, bastard, who are very dishonest. So at least people is committing on what you've been saying, and they knows exactly what it's referring to. But we don't mention no name yet. We will not go down that line because we are more professional. Let St. Lucian see for the same, my brother. Yes. Somebody say Ray. Yes. Somebody say yes, Ray. My rep is on roll. Is on roll. Castries is on roll.
So over the next couple of weeks,
yes.
The people of this country, the people of Castries, will be hearing and seeing a lot more of me. And I must again thank the people who are around me, who are the people, those persons on the ground working with me, my Castries East constituency branch. When I became a member and when I got that selection, I in one of my discussions with the executive of the party, I said to them, I don't think that I could have gotten a better bunch of individuals to work with me. These people are in a class by themselves.
Oh, wow.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Oh, wow.
And I want to thank them. I want to thank them because those things they are putting blows on me, because they keeping me on my toes. I want to thank them, and I want to always encourage them to continue working.
Let me go.
Keep your head up.
Let me go.
Focus.
Let me just get you there. Somebody in the chat room, because I want to read out all the comments because I know you on the phone. You're not monitor. Somebody says, Mr. Chico, I am so pleased to hear how you confident you are speaking. You are speaking today. Please make yourself available on more talk shows. We command you. That's coming from somebody.
Yes,
I think it's Nisia Joseph Seeley says that. And you know, you know your beautiful listeners. One of the vibrant young lady. I know she will call as soon as you hang up that phone. Alison Georges. She says we need man like Peter Chico. Is a man of integrity. Oh, thank you. Well, this is good. I like them things, man. I like that because I have to tell you, because brother, when I call you, whenever I'm on a Thursday, I would love all the candidates to call me one after the other, because I am the only one in England, to be honest with you. I'm the only St. Lucian in England, and I want to explain this to you before we carry on. I took my own business, my own radio station, and put it in politics in St. Lucia, and I have get cursed. I have get whole heap of backlash. But I still have two good DJs. They're working with me. One is in Germany doing a thing, and a husband. And I got my good friend there from Dominica. He's only a DJ. He's not into politics. But I choose to be holding a talk show and still do the music on the radio. And God have guided me. God have given me so much strength, my brother. He have allowed me from last week to this week to open another station again, online station, which called Carib Radio. So I am trying to broadcast and publish the voice of what's going on from my party, UWP, on every station. And if I have to have 6 of them, I will do it. Because it takes me 2 minutes to do what I have to do, and I know God is guiding me. That's what we say. We are UWP people. We have vision. And the question I did ask you about how comes there is so much young candidate put themselves forward to run the seat for the United Workers' Party is because of what vision that they have in them. They see they can work with Alan Shasley, and they hear it from Alan.
Yes.
Because I will tell you something. The opposition leader, Brother Chico, I have listened to this man on numerous occasions. When he on a talk show, when he on a platform, and the way he expressing himself regarding all this ball and scandal happening in St. Lucia, you could hear a cry in that man's voice, This man loves St. Lucia, This man loves St. Lucia, And for we to have this kind of scandals and ball happening with the Labour Party in government, and I'm being honest with you, we have to put our feet down. And as a candidate for Castries East, I know you will work with the entire candidate in the United Workers' Party and make sure that the same pressure that you put in on the grounds in your constituency, that they can do it as well. I'm expecting a call from Bradley Filgens today. I don't know. He's my cousin. I don't know. He told me he will call me later. So I hopefully, if somebody that listening and close to him, that after you hang up, if you can give me a call and explain. Because this is something that I want. This is a young man, honestly speaking. Like I engage with you today. I would love to engage with him because this is a man that I can tell you, his sister, one of his sisters, same age with me, which is my brother's wife. We went same school, and this young man, I see him grow up in Oleon. I know his mom very well. His mom and my dad, brothers and sisters, kids. So I know. Okay, cool. So I am aware of that. So which is family, and we never had no misunderstand. And to me, I am there full force with him in Mikud North, where I am actually voting. Elisha Nobody is my good friend. We spoke up to yesterday. We had a conversation. I heard he mentioned my name on when he had the interview on Rev Up St. Lucia because he's a man. I behind him. I put in pressure on him. Even though I don't really, I put in pressure, and I will put pressure on you as well because I have your number. I will tell you. I will put pressure. This is me. Yeah. My brother. The reason why I'm putting pressure because what you go through in time of working custom, and that you stand up and look at what happened, and you still decided you're not backing down. You go out there. And you prove yourself that you will oppose yourself to represent the people of Castries East against Philip J. Pierre. You understand? So that is excellent. That I don't have a name to call it. So, and I'm working with you. Go on in.
Let me just say something. When I was at work, I worked for the government of St. Lucia. I did not work. I was not employed by the St. Lucia Labour Party. Neither was I employed by the United Workers' Party. Okay. You understand? I was employed by the government of St. Lucia. So while in office, I served the government of St. Lucia. I work under the remit of the St. Lucia Customs and Excise Act. And what is enshrined in that act, I did not write the act. I would have enforced the act. It does not matter who. I have found myself with issues with members of my own family. You know why? Because they chose to try and do things and lie to customs.
Okay.
And I tell them straight up. Last minute they come to me and I tell them, you know what Jesus said to what Peter said to deny Jesus. I know not this man. So when they found themselves wanting and they call on me, I said to the department, I know not these people. Because as family members of mine, I work in the organization. You cannot come and violate the laws of the organization. Yes. If you violate the laws of the organization, I am the one to enforce the law. I will enforce the law. So I say that to say that no political party or no politician would influence me in the law. I was working for the government of St. Lucia, and when I looked at the law, what the law says is what I do. True. It has nothing to do with who had violated or who had not violated.
Excellent.
I would have done the law, and even now I will still do the law. I'm an upstanding citizen. When I was a little boy growing up, You know, as a little boy growing up running in the savannah, you know, you used to try and teach your little mother 10 cents.
Of course.
Go and buy a tablet, right?
A tablet, what do you call it? A lamat, a comfort, or something like that. A bull, yes, or fruit, or something like that. Yeah, yes.
But I have grown out of that. I have grown to be a man, a mature man. My thing is about service, is about helping people, and that's what I've been doing for the past 20-something years. So, I mean, I have no skeletons in my closet, and I keep saying that all the time. Those who believe that I have skeletons in my closet, come.
Well, I think
come. My closet. I open in my closet. Only clothes I have in my closet. So I open in my closet for them.
Well,
let them come and look for the skeletons. They will get no bones. I could assure you, my closet is not a cemetery. What you'll get in my closet is clothes and not bones. So I say that I also want to take this opportunity, Cool Breeze, to thank
Cool Vibes,
you for.
Yes.
I'm Cool Vibes. Sorry, I keep calling you Cool Breeze.
Yeah, I know.
Cool Breeze is also one of my personal friends.
Okay. No,
so I want to take this opportunity to thank you and to tell you to thank my family.
Yes.
Let me tell you, my family is 1,000% behind me. A special thanks to my wife.
Yep.
I mean, this lady keeps me on my toes 24/7. So they guided me, and also the great God is leading me. He holds on to my hand, and I follow him through this path.
Oh, wow.
So no matter what obstacle that is in front of me, with God
on your side
leading me on, once God goes through that obstacle, guarantee you, he will take me over and through that obstacle.
Well,
so I just wanted to inform all St. Lucians that I have decided to put myself up. After much convincing from my family, I have decided to put myself up to run the seat against the current sitting Prime Minister. I know it will be a task in itself to unseat him. I am prepared to walk the walk. I am prepared to do the work. I am prepared to engage the people. And I am prepared to be victorious. We have a plan.
You will.
To win that seat.
You will.
And we are executing our plan every single day. So we are about to move into the second phase of the plan. And that second phase of the plan would include a more visibility of myself, a bigger presence of myself. So a lot of the persons, the constituents will be able to access or ask questions of me, find out what my plans are, because I realize a lot of the things that a lot of persons, when they come to me and they ask me what I plan to do, when I say them, sometimes it may not be that may not be the reason why it is happening. But when I say some of the things that I want to see happen, especially in the constituency, within a day or two, I see tractors and trucks and material coming to fix.
Yeah, because I will tell you something about these things. And the Labour Party is they copying very fast. They copycat. I never seen this, because this guy didn't have no vision. Because I think Flambeau have, the United Workers' Party have a strong vision with all the candidates, and they seen what is wrong, and the minute they speak about it, they talk about it, they said anything, next thing you hearing, they have either you have Renault, they're doing something. I even understood of certain contract Renault having the Valley Mabuya from the Richmond Gap to the Members Gap, that he doing it on his own pocket. The government have not given him no money just to cover up for Sean. That's to cover up for Sean. When I was told this a couple of days ago, I just laughed. But I said, hold on there. I was in St. Lucia. I see they doing that. I think it's the government, but Sean is the one talking about it. He been talking. Renault decided, well, I'll stop them talking, because you see, after the next election, when they will call election, my brother, and you see they will be out of government, Renault Kajada will go out there and ask them to pay. Renault Kajada will do so, because I just don't understand. There is local contractors that in St. Lucia that can do these jobs. You give them the contract. That's for sure. You give them the contract. You give them the plan of what you want. You make sure that they give you a solid work. But everything is Renault, and Renault. I never listen to that. Brother Chico. You building a road. You put in the first phase of the asphalt on the road, And you telling me you have to wait another 3 months to wait it settled. When Sir William and Sir William B&D, what they call it, Lagan was doing road. What they doing that? Who built that road from Labrie? From Labrie to Strozel? Who built that road? Can you remember who built that road? No,
remember Lagan. Remember Lagan did the highway from Vieux-Fort to Soufrière.
Exactly. When they was doing
now,
listen to that.
Right.
When they was putting the asphalt, they was putting asphalt on and say after 3 months they will go back to it. They make sure that they finish this piece and another piece. I don't know
but even that road too. Even that road at the time when they were building that road, I was working in Soufrière.
Yes.
And believe you me, I could say so much about that road.
My brother,
I could say so much about that. That will be for another show because I have files too. I have files on that.
Let me tell you something. You see, I can tell you something. The strongest piece of road I see in St. Lucia, you see when you left Strozel, you see when you go into Strozel, you go to Strozel, you pass by the cemetery, you left the cemetery, you going up, you pass by the police station, you go in you going to Victoria and them places there. That's the strongest piece of road I see in St. Lucia, and have been there for years, That's the strongest piece of road. This road have all the drainage both sides. You understand? Apart of that piece of road, there's no other road again they can do stronger like this. And I'm telling you, Renault can never build a piece of road like that. I'm telling you.
Yes.
All Coco market thing they win.
Yeah, but Cool Vibe, one thing I have I have one question I have to ask, not only the constituents of Castries East, but also St. Lucians. And when I go out, because I'm on the ground every day, I speak to the constituents every day. And one question I ask them is, if you look at your life now and look at your life 5 years ago, tell me whether or not you are in a better situation now than you were 5 years ago. This is not about politics. This is not about party. Look at yourself. Do some introspection. Look at your family and ask yourself, are we or am I better off now than I was 5 years ago? Once you are able to answer that question to yourself and be truthful to yourself, then that should guide your decision moving forward.
Okay, I know you.
Right?
Listen to that. I know you asking everybody who listening to the program that, not me one. But let me answer this question.
Right.
Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question to you. 5 years ago, as a man who been in England coming up to almost 30 years now. 5 years ago, when I used to go to St. Lucia under Alan Shasta 2-3-4 years ago, it was much better with me than now. Let me give you the statistics of that. When I used to go to St. Lucia 5 years ago, if I rent a vehicle, it was cheaper. Put gas, it was cheaper. Right? Shopping, groceries in the store, it was cheaper. Under the Labour Party, since they win election 2021, in July 21st, 2021, it have become worse. Because nowadays, to rent a good vehicle home and to rent a prestige vehicle, because I don't want no caution, it costing me $175 to $200 a day. And sometimes I have to keep it for 2 weeks. And sometimes I have to bring it back in, take a little break, and then go back again because I want to be my walking is not that good, all that good. I want to be going to my journey. So it was much better 4 to 3 years ago under the United Workers Party than the Labour Party. So these are the questions you asking, and I know there's a lot of them because listen to that, my brother. Before. There were people I know that was working under Alan Shastney, and they are strong Labour Party supporters. Now under their own Labour Party, they're not even working. So was it not better for you 3 years, 4 years ago than your own government that's in government, that's sitting down in office? These are the things they're not saying.
But some other people, some other constituents, when I speak with them, they're actually saying to me, boy, when Flubber was in power, life was better for me. When Flubber was in power, I used to make money, but now I'm not making money. Listen. But they still, and I keep telling them, but if you're not surviving now, why are you still not doing something, doing whatever it takes for your survival, the survival of your family?
Yep.
And it bothers me when people are indoctrinated as labor. It bothers me because here you are, you taking clock. Here you are, you literally suffering, but you're not willing to change allegiance for the betterment of yourself and your family. Why? Why are you keeping yourself back? Why are you basically killing your life and your family's life, because at the ending of 3 months they come in and give you a $500 step contract, or they giving you a pound of sugar, a pound of flour, and a pound of rice. How long can you sustain yourself and your family on that?
Brother Chico, let me just say something to you. When these guys come in and give you 1 pound of rice and 1 pound of flour, you wanna do dumpling, a pound of flour, right? Yes, I can just give you just a reference. I was at home. I always home. I do my work at home. I do what I have to do. When I have to be on air, I'm on air. I go through my emails. I talk to my business people out there, see how I go about and do advertisement. That's me, my job here, computer. I on my WhatsApp talking to people and see if business can come in. I was home yesterday and I said, I will do a dumbbell do say. I do some big dumbbell hours, at least good 6 of them. And I do a nice little saltfish, I done it nicely. And imagine, when I finished cook my food, it was around 11:30. I decided, let me take a little break because, I'm going to shower and then get myself ready to be on the radio. But then after that, I was so tired and I had a little headache. I end up eating about 4 of them. 2 at around 12 o'clock. Then around 3, 4 o'clock, I eat 2. But last night before I go to bed, I love dumpling, man. I see there was at least 1.5 there. I go back and I yum it. I eat about... Imagine you giving somebody a pound of flour for a family of 3 or 4. And I alone can eat all this. So let me tell you something.
You eat a pound of flour in a day.
In a day. And sometimes I eat it around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And when later on in the evening I'm hungry. So why you, that Labour Party, passing and giving people a little pound of flour, a little pound of rice, and when they have a big family? Come on. These guys need to they need to do their maps properly, Mm-hmm.
Now let me just mention something again. One of the things as a party we are trying to engage people and inform them, the constituents, about medical insurance and medical health care.
That is an important thing. That is very important.
And let me tell you, I heard Musa come there, and let me tell you, when I listened to Musa there, I almost turned off. I listened to Musa and Virginia Poyot, and I almost broke my television, because what these people were saying, I could not believe my ears. So you could see it's about a gimmick, a ploy. They're trying to deceive. They're trying to fool people. These people are not genuine in their heart. So when I listen to Musa and he talk about things they have done in the healthcare service, the Medical and Dental Association wrote such a damning letter indicating how bad the healthcare services and the healthcare situation is in St. Lucia. But yet, Musa is coming there in a budget presentation and talking about Alan Chastney. They have not addressed what the Medical and Health Association has said, but is Alan Chastney and the United Workers' Party and the supporters they blaming.
Boy, they're not going to stop you.
Last year, just 1 second. Last year, early last year, because my mother passed in August of last year.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Last year, I brought my mother to the OKEU at 91 years old. And we brought my mother to OKU, probably like about 7:30. And my mother sat down there on these hard benches, a 91-year-old lady. The lady sat down there until 2 o'clock in the morning. When I saw that, I got up about 5 or 6 times to stretch my leg. And the lady sat down there, and I kept asking her, "Mom, are you okay?" And at one time, I realized she just couldn't take it again. And she told me she's feeling okay. She wants to go home. It was about 2:30 in the morning, and I said to her, "Mom, look, the reason why we brought you here is because you were not well. Wow. So we're there from 7 to 2. We will wait. We could wait an extra hour for you to see the doctor." We went to register my mother, and the lady told us that we had to pay. oh, my brother climbed the hill because she's 91. And I said to him, don't worry about that.
I remember.
Just pay the people money. Just pay the people money and don't worry about that. Our interest is the health of my mother. No, that wasn't last year. That was the year before.
Yeah.
The interest is the health of my mother. She was 90 at the time. And we paid the registration fee. Then about 2:30, they brought her in. The doctor examined her and said to us, well, look, is her sugar that had dropped? And they will just give her some drips. And then they'll send her home. And they gave her drips and sent her home at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So just imagine from 7:30 to 4:30, my mother had been at OKU and she left the hospital. A 90-year-old lady. And the lady was sitting and they brought her home at 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. Right? When they brought her home, and the following day I went and I was speaking to my mother. And my mother was literally my mother spent almost the entire day sleeping because she had not slept. She was tired.
Yeah, because you're gonna be tired because you don't have a bed to rest on, you know.
Yeah, and I told my brothers and them, look, my mother should never be taken to that hospital again, to no medical institution in St. Lucia. Whatever it costs, I would bring the medicine and the medication and the doctors to my house. You know, every time I brought, my mother was not feeling well, and I had to call, a doctor had to make a house call. You know what it was costing me? It was costing me $500 to $600 for every house call. Now just imagine a 91-year-old lady who was diabetic, right? That lady, if she doesn't eat on time, she's not well.
Oh gosh.
If she eats too much, she's not well. If she doesn't drink sufficient water, she's not well. So just calculate the amount of $500 to $600 for every trip that I had to pay for this lady.
I can imagine.
Within about 2 months after that, my wife had a similar issue. Well, not similar. She said to me that she had some pain in her chest. So we went to the hospital. We went to OKEU again. It must have been about 8 p.m. And my wife sat down there on one of these chairs from 8 p.m. with chest pains. She had difficulty breathing. And we sat down and we waited and we waited and we waited until about midnight or so.
Okay.
When they asked her to come in. She went in and I went in for her. And the doctor said to me, look, we have to do some tests, but we cannot do it here. It has to be done at Tapion Hospital. So I said, okay. They drew some samples and they gave me these samples. This is not something somebody's telling me, you know. They gave me an envelope with some samples and they asked me to go to Tapion Hospital. I left the hospital, OKU, it must have been around midnight-ish, thereabout. I drove to Tapion. When I got to Tapion, Tapion was as blackout as... There were no lights.
No light. The place closed.
And the security, when I pulled in because of my lights, the security came to me and he asked me what I needed. So I said, I told him what I came to do, and he took his cell phone, he made a call. A gentleman opened the front door at Tapion, met me, and led me down the hallway, brought me downstairs. He asked me to sit down in a room, no lights, and there was one light, apparently, I suppose, was in the lab, because he left me outside. He asked me to wait there. He went into the lab, and he did whatever he did. I must have sat down there for about an hour and 15 minutes. And the gentleman came out to me. He handed me an envelope, and he said to me, take it back to the hospital. I went to the hospital. I walked into the emergency room, and my wife was sitting on I think it was a plastic chair or something on the corner there.
Oh my God.
And when I looked at her, the expression she gave me, it really touched my heart. It must have been about 1:30, thereabout. So I handed the doctor the thing, the report. The doctor went through the report, and I asked, so what's next? And the doctor said it was a female. She said to me, "Oh, we'll have to keep her overnight for observation." And I said, "Okay, no problem." I was happy because if she has breathing problems, and she comes home and something happens,
in the post, yeah.
So I was happy that she was in the care of the doctors. I left the hospital about 2:30. I came home at 6:30. I went back there, and when I got there, to my amazement, my wife was in the corridor on a cot, folded like a baby, an embryo, folded in a corner. She had not slept, and she was just sitting there.
Oh my God!
They didn't even have a proper covering. The paper they use, it comes in rolls.
Yeah. The tissue, the big roll of tissue, them. Yeah. Oh
right. So they had a piece of that on that couch, on that cot. And again, the impression was like,
oh my gosh.
So there was a change of staff at 7:00 in the morning. So we waited, and then the new shift came in. And this time they brought her into a room, 7:30 in the morning. They brought her into a room, and a young male doctor did the examination and had asked her a few questions. And he did his little notes, and I asked him, "So doc, what happened next?" And the doctor looked at me and he said to me, "Well, we cannot keep her because we have no beds.
Oh my days.
So take her home. And if anything happens, bring her back." So I said to the doctor,
"How you mean if anything happened when she already sick? Something already happened. What kind of nonsense is this?" Exactly.
I said, "Doc, that's not a radio unit. If you go to a technician, if a radio, a whole little Aki radio,
exactly.
And the technician connect it there, and it make a sound, and you go home with it. And when you reach home, you plug it, and it's not working. You could put that, just pick that up and walk back to the technician and say, they're working.
Yeah.
But you're telling me go home with my wife, and if anything happens, bring her back.
Bring her back.
So I just laugh.
I
just laugh it out.
But it's something that happened that you bring your wife there. If something happened, you will not bring your wife to the hospital.
So I just laughed, and I said to myself, "Boy, let me tell you, I had already taken the decision for my mother not to go back there. I said I will have to bite that bullet and get my wife proper medical care, get her out of this place."
Yeah.
So I came back home, we sat down, we discussed it, and I tell her, "Look, just get out of here." And my wife had to leave St. Lucia and go up to the US for 7 months to seek better medical care. Just imagine that.
Yeah. So I'm there thinking of this, and I know somebody said that speak the truth, my rep, which is a good thing that you're doing there.
Right.
So
let me break it down.
No, just can imagine if Musa is anyway. Carry on. Yeah.
Let me break it down for the regular St. Lucian. For the regular St. Lucian who works in the hotel industry. All right? That costs me some money, some good money. It costs us some good money to get my wife to go up there for 7 months for medical care.
And maintenance.
For all of these St. Lucians who say that they are checking for themselves, how many of them would be able to do that? All right?
Okay.
How many of them have the capital, have the resources to do that?
Well,
right? So if you're not in a position to do that, it takes up quite a bit of our resources, because we are both retired. We both retired in good positions in the public service. We both had a good savings, so we were able to manage. For those persons that living in the depressed areas, Cool Vibe, those persons that do not even have a floor in their house, they have some 2 sheets of galvanized over their head, but they're walking on dirt.
Or sometimes cardboard.
How are you going to do that to save your loved ones?
Okay, but listen to that caller. Just check the statistics of death in St. Lucia. I looking at how they call it, death announced and obituaries, all right, whatever. And the amount of young people that dying through COPD, through over sickness, through over illness they have, and because of they cannot afford medication, the body cannot get the medication to sustain the pain, so they dying. When you are really check it, yeah. But when you, I have looked into that, you know. When I watching these things on DBS in the morning, sometimes I just say to myself, no, too much, because the amount of young people in their 40s, in their 30s, and it's not people that die through road accident or gone, violence and crime and them things. It's people that is sick under this Labour Party that cannot get medication. They cannot afford the medication because the body need the medication to survive, to make them get well, and they can't get it. They have to die. My brother, let me tell you something. I am not looking on what I get in here because I'm in England to make people believe that, oh, my bread is well buttered. Yes, I can say my healthcare is much better. When I have to go to the dentist, I don't have to worry. I call the dentist and I go. Some people pay because it depends on it depends on your level. It depends on the level. It depends on your circumstances, where you at, what you can afford and what you cannot afford. And these are the things, because I remember that, my brother. Listen to that. In the election in 2021, I will always talk about Sarah fraud, and I wish that lady would have called me one day to explain that. It could be tonight, anytime. I wish she would have done that. Because I see that I was here. I didn't go down for election because of my medical and everything like that. The young lady opened her wallet and take a card and show them that this is a medical exemption card. This is a card where you will have $75,000 on it. It's for when you go to your doctors, when you're sick, you go to the hospital, you provide that card to them, they take the number, they give you the medication, and yet still that number on there is registered on your name. They send it to the government, wherever you go to M&C or Clark or whatever. When you get your medication, they send in a bill to the government. That's been the $75,000 they offered you. That's how the money was going to be paid. But I think the Labour Party come in and they bribe St. Lucian. They make them look so stupid, thinking that $75,000 is a gimmick. You will not get that to spend on your own. But it was not money to spend to go and buy groceries in the store. It is a card that you have. It's a card that you have for when you're sick, for your health. You understand? Now, they did not understand that strategy. They did not understand that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I listen to a lot of callers on talk shows. And it amazes me. And you see, the thing about it is, because St. Lucia have predominantly followers and a few leaders, obviously the followers will gravitate to those persons who pretend to be leaders.
Exactly.
And I'll say it as blunt as that.
Yes.
And I listened to a few callers calling a few other shows. And one gentleman in particular called and asked, I think it was Spider on his show.
Like it is.
Like it is.
Yeah.
And he asked Spider, he said to Spider, oh, the United Workers' Party is promising people for health care. And they say you're going to have a card for health care where $75,000. Where they're going to get the money? And how could you give every St. Lucian a card with $75,000? Now, to me, that was the most asinine statement I've ever heard.
They don't understand the logic. They don't understand it. Yes. Go ahead.
Let me just break it down. All of these persons who have vehicles, they pay annual insurance. They pay insurance for the vehicle, right?
Yes, every month or every year.
So when they go and they pay a premium annually, they get coverage for how long? For 1 year, right?
Yes.
So when the vehicle, if they do not get involved in any accident for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
They don't get a refund, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So if they get themselves involved in an accident, depends on what kind of insurance you have. Your insurance will either pay for the repairs on the person's car, or if it's a comprehensive, they'll pay for the repairs of both of the vehicles or the replacement of the vehicles, correct?
Yes.
That individual, the same gentleman who called, I suppose he too might have a car. If he go and he write off somebody's vehicle, and between the two write-offs, say $200,000, does he have $200,000 in an account to replace both of the vehicles?
I don't know where you're getting it from.
So you see, now you see a lot of us will listen to these guys,
and they don't understand,
and believe that these guys are intelligent.
They're not.
And if they say that, oh, He probably knows what he's talking about, and he's right. But the guy is, this is crazy.
Of course, it's crazy.
There's no insurance policy that if you fall sick, you have the money, unless if you have your own money in your savings account and you go and you push your money in your account to pay. No insurance policy does. In fact, all insurance policies cover you in 95.8% of the cases. You have to put out your money, and on completion, you submit your bills for a refund. I had my medical insurance and my dental insurance. When something happens to me and I pay for it, then I have to apply for a refund.
Of course.
That's how insurance works. So for some of those individuals who I suppose would know better, to come out and call national radio and give the impression that the United Workers' Party is not in a position to give everybody a card, like an ATM card, where they could go to the bank and withdraw $1,000. Which insurance card you could go to a bank and withdraw money from?
That's the one they have. That's the one the Labour Party supporters believe that they have. But they are the one that
invade that. What they believe.
But tell them invade that one themselves. Tell them invade that one themselves.
And when I listened to Musa there last night, Musa tried to explain the difference between their medical insurance, I don't know what they call it, and what the United Workers' Party is proposing. And Musa had the gumption, according to Mr. Rickwin, the fortitude to say that, we're telling you what our plan is. But Labour Party, we can't compare it with anything the UWP have, because they're just saying it out there. They're just telling people they'll give you this, they'll give you that, they'll give you this. All what I heard from these guys is what we will do. Okay?
Yep.
We will do a community center. Emma said community center is coming. What's his name? Musa said St. Jude's coming.
St. Jude's coming.
Everybody. Ernest said
airport is coming as well.
This playing field will be ready. Will be ready.
Will be ready.
Virginia said they coming to do the nothing present. Everything is futuristic. And yet, St. Lucians are going to sit down and say, "Yay, my party."
Yes.
Where are we going? Cool vibes. Where are we going? What is happening to us as a country?
Well, the thing is,
we must get out of that. And call out these people for who and what they are.
True that.
These people are a bunch of con artists, in my view. That's my opinion, Cool Vibes. So.
Well, to me, my opinion, your opinion and my opinion, they work together, because I always call them a bunch of culprits, Culprits, I call them, because at the end of the day, none of them have an idea of what they're going to do, what they want, and how they're going to do it. But everything is coming, we go in. It's like,
we will do.
I want just a quick thing before you go, because I know you have been on the phone there for the longest while, and I didn't listen to that. Yes, but listen to that, right? Was it last year? Philip JP said, this year, this will happen. This year, that will happen. Next year, but next year was when he was saying that last year was this year, he was referring to, of course, we in April now. April going to say goodbye to us very soon, isn't it? Today's what? Today's the 25th. Today's the 25th of April. So we're gonna. Today's the 25th of April,
I'm
right?
happy you brought that up. I'm happy you brought that up. Ernest Healy, in his report in the House in November, said to the world that by June of 2025. The Galaxy Hotel will be 80% complete by June of 2025.
But hold on,
the Rockall housing project will be completed.
Oh my God!
These were words of Ernest Healy.
The
Prime Minister, Mr. Philip JPS, said, "I don't care if anybody have to say, as long as the bank clear the money, the Rockall housing project will be completed."
I remember that with BMAX. With BMAX, I remember he said that. I remember that. Yeah, with BMAX, as long as the bank clear the money, it will be.
In his budget presentation, he said the Rockall housing project will commence. It no longer will be completed in July.
It will commence.
It will commence.
That's been you gotta wait a long time again.
I'm asking all St. Lucians and every man in the world to go on Facebook and take a look at the reels that were made about BMAX and as well about Galaxy. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, I went to Galaxy myself.
I remember. I remember.
I went there in November. I went there in January, and I also went there 2 weeks ago. And I took a whole set of reels. Particular attention was paid to the mangrove. I challenged the Ministry of Fisheries and the Ministry of Agriculture to go and see the damage to that mangrove at canals. I challenged the government to account for that canals project. To date, looking at another budget, they have said not a word. Ernest Hille and the Prime Minister refused to speak on that. But you know what all of them are arguing in that budget?
Brother Chico,
Alan Chasney don't want to speak and rebut on the Prime Minister's presentation.
Brother Chico, let me ask you a question.
None of them have accounted for the travesties they have been involved in.
Brother Chico, let me ask you a question. And I don't know, I can't well remember. Where the Frigate Island National Park used to be in Poale? Under which administration that hotel started it? Under the Labour Party, right?
Yes.
And
what's the name of the hotel?
La Paradis. And what La Paradis now become the snake invasion the snake invasion factory now, you know, because they always have snakes.
That was a location that had a snake indigenous to St. Lucia.
But I tell you, listen to me. Let me give you the history of that. When I was at school, back in I think either Grand Riviere Senior Primary before I come to the. We went there to the Frigate. It was called the Frigate Island National Park. We went down there to see all these to go down there to see all the snakes and all the birds. I'm telling you, school kids, the tourists used to go there. So
they start La Paradis there.
Oh my God.
Right now, if you want a rafter, let's say you build in your home and you're missing a rafter.
Just
all
go there.
The rafters there on La Paradis.
But when I
go there, you're getting one.
When I drive it, I remember one time. Listen to me. At one time in the morning, I came from Castries. I had to pick up. We coming down from. I can't remember who was with me, you know. But actually, I drove on a snake there by mistake anyway. Because not by mistake. I was driving down and I see the thing. I said, "There's a snake." And by the time I drove, you know, I passed on it. Pass on it. So next day, I said to myself, if it's a broken structure, it will be there. But I know about snakes because when somebody get a snake that die on the road, first thing they will do, they will grab that snake to get the hook because, you know, it's poison. And I said to them, that was a snake there. And I know that because I have seen snakes how many times and things like that. And to be honest with you, these guys, this Labour Party are really put St. Lucia into Papi show. That Labour Party, whatever they call it. I remember when they started that construction there, when they started it, a lot of people was working because I had a friend of mine that was working there as well.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, this thing just stopped. You know, oh my gosh.
Let me tell you.
And it's the south side. Is the south side getting affected all the time with hotels, you know. Any new hotels have to build on the south side is a problem. It's like Kenny and Tony have put a curse down that side. Nothing cannot construct it on the south side. Not even hospital. Yeah. We need to go to these books, you know, and see that, you know. I think we need to take a walk. You know, all our hierarchies, people in the church. Take a walk from Dennery and walk from Dennery. Praying on that road to go all the way to Viewfort, because whatever nastiness is there, whatever evil spirit is there, conquering every construction work have to start and finish there, and it's a problem like our hospital. We need prayers because I think when Kenny and Tony, I will tell him that again. When Kenny and Tony left Guyana under Burnham, he was the advisor to Burnham. That's why Guyana did come in that mess. In 1996, 1995, when he come to St. Lucia to push himself in the Labour Party, right? They opposed him, they endorsed him, and he become leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Right?
Correct.
Look at how they kick Julian Ahont. They don't even know if he's there. Look at how they kicked Tony Torrance, who made history in the Mabuya Valley. They win 16-1. Yeah. 16-1. Tony Torrance win he win the seat against Ferdinand Henry. Look at how they treated him. That's why I tell you, the Labour Party have no mercy. They have no vision. All they have is ball, and corruption. Ball and corruption. That's them. Yes, that's what they have.
Yeah. So we at the United Workers Party, we need to expose a lot of what that is happening. And I'm calling on the party. We as St. Lucians, and I do not want only for United Workers Party supporters. I also want St. Lucians who are not really political. I want for even the St. Lucia Labour Party supporters as well to join us.
Yes.
Let us form a mass delegation and go on the Colonel site.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a travesty. Somebody has to be held accountable
for that.
As a matter of fact, the Colonel's project now is a hired project.
Yes.
For the Customs Department, I sent out that message already. You all need to go and look at what is happening there. For the government of St. Lucia, I am also sending out a message. You all need to account for that. For the St. Lucia, for the United Workers Party, we need to go and walk that site. A lot of us just hearing things over the media. We see one to little snippets, one to little photos. But we want the media in St. Lucia to go down to that Colonel site. Go down there and do a documentary of that project so that St. Lucians could understand and ask the questions. Where is the $1.2 billion?
That's right.
If that was given to Galaxy and the contract with Galaxy was cancelled, what happens to that money? What is going to happen with Hyatt? Will Hyatt now be given $2 billion? Will Hyatt now be given $1.2 billion? St. Lucians, this is serious. We must make the government of St. Lucia account for that mayhem that is the Colonel $400 million hotel. Cool vibes?
Yes, my brother.
We have done exactly 2 hours.
Yes, I know.
A short conversation turned out to be 2 hours.
Well, I will tell you that in part what my father used to say, "Batem popot kamene no se."
You are so right.
Because at the end of the day, and this is the time I normally finish my program, 10 o'clock, and then we have been there, and I do admire and appreciate your call and all the explanation and to educate the people. Especially in your constituency, Cascades East, and I know they are listening, and I feel and I feel that spirit in me that you have all the potential, and you are willing in full force 165% on that you are going to win that seat, and you're working hard for that, my brother. I know it's hard to say sometimes. You have put a job. You have put yourself into a job. You actually employ yourself into a job, and that job is not an easy task. Because I will tell you something. Things they don't even know about your wife, they will describe it in politics. Things they don't even know about your mom and dad, they will describe it in politics. So you just have to tell your wife and be on yourself. Just be strong. Because like Guy said, so be that same person that Guy said that he is, and I know you're working together as a team. And I'm being honest. I will not sit down there. I will not sit down here on the radio or even on social media and hear anybody bashing you. I will take them on. And I'm gonna tell them if you look.
If they bash me on social media, eventually I'll respond to them because they have a few responses that I will make.
Yes. But
when I make these responses, I'm not going to hedge. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for anybody. I'm going to respond.
Yeah, you have to.
As bold as that, I'm going to respond.
You have to.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
But like there's a saying, to everything there is a time.
Yes.
There is a purpose. So. Let God be my guide, and let God be the guide of all us solutions. And eventually, we shall prevail. Task resist.
We shall prevail.
We will prevail.
Yes. But the one thing I'm gonna say to you before you're gonna do it, I'm gonna say this three wise men for you. Try and remember the three wise men. My father always used to say to me, any business, anything I'm into. Try and remember them. Melcher, Gaspar, Balthazar, deliver you from all evil spirit. Guide you through what you're going through, protect you, because he is the Messiah of everything. Once you mention that, the devil can be in front of your door. He heard that, he have to run. She heard it, she have to run. What is that? Yes, that's why. I build up my spirit with you, and I know that we, Castries East, the people in Castries East, and the entire St. Lucian and the United Workers' Party supporters, we need to put our heads together and pray together to win that election, because we cannot afford to see our people like that. My brother Chico, I do appreciate your time. I have to tell you thank you, and I know we will do it again. And don't forget that any activities that you're having in Castries East, and that you're free to send the post to me so I can read it out and I can advertise for you as well, because I have to do it for my party, my brother. I do appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your call, my brother. Thank you.
Well, thank you again for your time, and we will do this thing again.
Yes, my brother, definitely we will.
In the upcoming weeks, we will do it not once, we will do it a few times.
Yes, we will definitely. Okay.
All right.
Okay then, my brother. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful evening. Okay then, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, yes, I can tell you. I feel good, man. I feel good to talk to my good friend, Brother Chico. Actually, I can remember when I first met up with him, after all his issues and problems with customs. And, we have been very good friends. We have been talking to each other. When we meet up in Castries, we say hello, we hug each other. And that's a man of his words. People, you all hear that. You see the caliber, the kind of people that we bring in. You see these potential, people with mind. People with, people that their brain is open. They have a vision in front of them. We talk about football. He talk about himself. We talk about everything. And that's what it takes us 2 hours and 7 or 10, 20 minutes. And I'm being honest, I feel good to be here. I feel so good to be here. And today, honestly, Friday, yesterday I missed out my program, which my Yellow Thursday, but today was not even for that, to be honest with you. But I get myself engaged with this, and I had to call because I wanted to know what's happening in the community. What's happening in your community today? I did not know what's happening. I did not listen to Newspin. So I had a candidate for Castries East from the United Workers' Party to call her. And I am expecting of Mr. Brad Filgen to call me as well, because we talk on WhatsApp, but I don't know if he will do that today, or maybe he can do it tomorrow or next week Thursday. But guys, I can tell you it is 10 o'clock my time here, and honestly, sitting down for this couple of hours here and engaging with my brother Chico. And I don't know if anybody want to call and share a few views with us while I'm gonna play a little reggae music from St. Lucia. That I love that song so much, and I want those of you in the chat room. I know some of you have not heard it. Some of you have not heard it, but I'm going to play it. Let me see what says that. People that are not thief. Okay, somebody listen. I wonder if you have anything to share with us. Somebody says, "Bravo, Peter Chico, you on point, Chico for Castries East all the way." I gotta go to the chat room and see what's happening there, because I don't want you all to believe that I am not. Somebody says the guest show. Okay. Someone says, "Well done, Peter Chico." Okay, all right. Okay, that's all. Someone says blessings. I'm gonna say amen. There's a lot of things. Someone said, but they wanted Shas to account for all when they were in a position. When they was in a position now. All they are doing is secret deals. Definitely. Someone says, great vibes, Dr. Love and Peter Chico. God bless. Okay. I want to say a special good evening to my good friend over in Florida, Victoria Daisy. I wish you well, darling. I hope that you are recovering nicely. Also, Joanna Joseph, I hope that you are recovering nicely as well. All our beautiful listeners, some of them, they're not too well at the moment. They're facing some difficulties with health issues, but they're going to get there. They're getting there slowly. God is good. We pray for them. We have to pray for our strong Flambeau supporters as well. Wherever they're here in the UK, in St. Lucia, in the United States, Canada, you name it all. Let's pray for them. Let's keep them in our prayers, because, they are strong supporters. They want to see better. And the reason why a lot of them have left St. Lucia to travel abroad to do the surgery, to go for medical and things like that, because St. Lucia don't have it, because our hospitality and all these things there is not good. It's not in good hands. It's not, our like I said, our NHS, like we'll say here, our NHS in St. Lucia is rubbish. Our health, when hospital don't have no bed for people to sleep on, to lay down, to rest themselves, don't have no chairs. It's critical. You're telling me a 90-year-old go to a hospital and don't have a bed to lie down on? Oh my gosh, when these are the people who opened the country for us, who set example in the country for us, and now they have become to an elderly age. Because one thing I always said, I do not call these people who reach in the 90s old. I call them teenagers. Ages teenagers, because you know what? They have become a different set of teenagers by themselves. I got a call coming there. Let me take this one there. Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Hello.
Good night, Dr. Love. How are you? How's the family?
Everyone is okay, my darling. What about you? Talk to me.
I'm okay, Dr. Love. I'm okay. I'm there holding on strong.
That's nice. That's
by
nice.
the grace of God.
That's nice. That's nice to hear. God is good. God is good.
Yeah, God is good all the time, my darling. All the time, God is good.
Oh my God.
I say, well.
I got another call coming. I got another call coming by Alison. But talk to me now. Talk to me quickly so I could go get engaged with Alison quickly.
I said, Mr. Peter Chico, well done, well said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay then.
God bless him.
Okay then, Dudu. Okay then. I like that. Okay. Yes. Let me take this call, darling. I know you always calling, but I need to hear from Ali. Let me hear what she has to say. Okay.
I was just doing that. Let me just give you a little short call.
Okay then. All right. Okay. Let me take
it. Okay. Take care.
Bye. Okay. Yes, my caller. Sorry. Hello. Sorry about that. Good night. Good night, darling. Sorry about that. You know, one of our callers, they were always calling. She had to call me there, so I wanted to talk to her quickly. Talk to me. Tell me something that I don't know. Tell me something that I have not heard and I don't know. before I end my program this evening. Talk to me.
I just want to say to the rep from Castries East, well done, well spoken. Continue wherever you can get the avenue to talk, whether it's on the party platform when they have the meetings, the talk shows. Call.
Yes.
Explain to the people, because you all were in the sectors. You all know exactly what was happening, and you all are the set of men and women who hold that position of integrity when you all were working for the government of St. Lucia and the people of St. Lucia.
Absolutely right.
So if you all could have had that integrity with the country, you all can have it to serve as politicians. Beware of your surroundings. Let the people know what is happening. That is what we need.
Yes.
In 2025, moving up to the 30th century, we need to move away from the conquer and divide.
True.
The mapui.
True.
That's not giving us anything. What the young people need is what I heard from Chico there today.
Yes.
Explanation.
That is it.
To educate them. Bring out the light to them. Not have them their stupidness like these expired politicians they have there on in the government there today. They need to go.
True.
They need to go. They were telling UWP to bring old ones, bring young blood. Well, we have young blood, eh?
Yes.
No,
there is plenty
we
of them.
We have young, educated blood.
Oh my God.
With integrity.
You know, Ali, Kola, something I said to myself. I look at these things and I said to myself, that's the first time in politics since I've been supporting the UWP that I have seen so much young people come forward. I remember the time in the 96, Edward Bellas, it was Edward Bellas, Innocent in Soufre, and it was what's his name? It was I try to remember the one from Shrewsbury when he come in, what's his name again? This guy there was a set of young man who came in at all. But this year, this election now to come, Flambeau have bring some intelligent young man, well educated young man, well mannerly, oh my God, and visionary man, I don't know where these guys was hiding, It's like they opened the clouds and they dropped down.
There's a reason for everything.
I'm telling you, that is it. That is
why God made me understand that he had to clean up the UWP party.
Yep.
Take out all the people that was trying to destroy the legacy of Sir John Compton.
That is right.
And his men. Because that's what they were trying to do. Destroy the party. So the young people would not have no history on the UWP and the hard work that Sir John Compton and his men put out there. The foundation they laid for us. Okay?
True.
And God took all of them out. Yo, tout ça qui te ka sur Facebook, ka de se, ka jiwe yon a lot, you still this, I don't still that. You pa bouse sa pays sa la encore.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
We don't need that. We need people to advocate for our country and make way for prosperity for our young children.
True.
The generation that is coming up there, because mom and pa, they come with our grandmother.
So do I.
All right? We We have a new set of baby boomers in the country. They will not be able to deal with the stress of Philippe and them, the burden.
True.
That Philippe and this labor administration is about to impose on those children. And you see those dirty, hard-headed labor hacks. Those behind their feet crack. They need to release St. Lucia. Release St. Lucia for the generation that's to come.
True.
All these party hacks, their principles that because they have a little education, they're running everywhere. Everywhere. It's so disgusting to see these people. I saw a gentleman on the show, they had their midday ministers. Midday ministers. I think they said he was a past principal. And when I see these people advocating for Labour Party, and they are not putting the real questions to these people, I wonder what was these people doing in this kind of positions that they held.
Oh, I want to know myself.
You know? Well, I could say bravo to UWP. Let's keep working.
Yep.
Let's keep moving forward. Bringing the message to the people. I cannot wait for y'all to have your radio station online. The
Fire FM.
How do you call it?
Fire FM.
The frequency that you all got, I am happy because the people on the ground have been lied to enough.
True.
That's what we were missing, and that it was part of the plan of Stevenson King to take away Sky FM frequency so that the people will not be able to report on the dirty deeds that he did.
That is so true.
But guess what? From day one, I have been telling them that none of them is bigger than God.
Never.
Not one of them is bigger than God.
They get struck down one by one. One by one, they get struck down.
Not one of them is bigger than God. Because the amount of atrocities these people are doing to our country there right now, the exposure that is coming out, there's not Satan that's exposing them. It's God light.
Satan
selling our country.
Satan the one
to
is
China, and nobody in St. Lucia wants to talk about that. They're still afraid. They're still this. Well, Mape, because when stop at the damn way, but and the Holy Spirit has been activated fully. And I will stand on truth.
That's right.
I will speak the truth. I will continue to bring out the truth.
True.
Okay? And if we do not do that with no fear and believe in the vision of Mr. Chasney, and believe that when a man tells you he has a vision and you say that person is not an oppressor, he's not a wicked person, just know he's not perfect. Just know it's God that instilled that in him.
That is true. Amen to that.
God that instilled that in him, and Mr. Norbert made a statement on Meet the Opposition yesterday. He said something in the I will not be able to quote him word for word.
Yeah.
But he said something like with the political leader, you know, the wisdom he have, it is so strong that when he speaks and he laid out to you, you'd swear he's somebody that is, you would see like he's a madman or something like that, he said. But let me tell you, I experienced that with my nephew.
Okay.
And every time I see my nephew, I keep telling him, you remind me of Mr. Chasney.
Okay.
Every time I see him, because he had a fire, God gifted him with something inside of him. And when he brought that out, Cool Vibes, his aunties, his mom, we didn't get a chance to go to secondary school.
Okay.
And we just couldn't understand him. We could not understand his talking. We could not understand. We couldn't put it together to see what he wanted. We used to tell him that what he talking, they're not making no sense. You know, saying that he used to get frustrated because he wanted to go somewhere, and he's saying that he's trying to explain to his family
and they don't
what exactly he wants, and we're seeing like he's a madman. We're seeing in our face. Until my boy, that child almost went to how do you say it when they have oh called depression.
Depression. Okay.
And it was the same family love that brought it back. Brought him back. You know what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
And it's through God's love we understood his vision, what he wanted for his life. And that is Mr. Shasney. All how I see the young man, I'm seeing is Mr. Shasney in my eyes. So, St. Lucia, what you see Mr. Shasney tell you he want to give us there, he will give it to us. We just have to believe in him.
That is so. That is
believe in him.
That is what I always say.
The thing is that y'all have the doubt because y'all are not used to what he's saying. We're not used to seeing good roads. We're not used to seeing a hospital where we can just go like the French people, show our insurance card and being served properly. We're not used to seeing doctors saving lives. But doctors save lives when you have money. Okay?
True.
So just believe in his vision. His vision is for the generation to come.
Yep.
That is why he started with the sporting facility. And he brought Don Lockerbie to refurbish your sporting facilities, the young people. And Labour Party came and they fool you all again, telling you all the AstroTurf is cancerous. And up to now, Kenson Kazime cannot answer that.
Well, it's still, if it's
up to now, they cannot answer that. Tough all international sports events taking place. That's sporting where we're watching Barcelona, Madrid, Arsenal.
Ali,
you know that, Clint,
Ali,
because you are in the land of artificial too.
Ali, I am only let me say about 5 minutes away from West Ham Stadium, you know, so I can tell you Arsenal is about 20 minutes drive, so I know.
And it's on this same turf. The footballers are making billions of money, and this is what Mr. Shasney is telling us.
I'm telling you.
Spend money in our sporting areas for our young children. That is his vision. That is why today we have a Julian Alfred. We have the young one that just come from there, the Emmanuel young lady.
Yes, I saw that young.
When you get these medals, you step up one step ahead.
Yeah, I saw that.
You take your family out from poverty. That is the vision of the political leader of the UWP. He wants better for the young people.
True.
He doesn't want to leave the young people in poverty. Hence why they came up with the housing projects. That is it, St. Lucians, wake up.
They need to. I've been telling them that every day.
Wake up. Yeah. You'll have a brilliance of a leader. Which SLP is just trying to stop you all from hugging, from saying yes, to give him that chance to elevate your standard of living. And half a loaf cannot never be better than a whole bread. Because Ernest Hille went for a whole bread. He went for more than a whole bread with our billions of CIP money. That's not half a bread.
Exactly.
I want the same bread Ernest is eating. True. I want the same bread that Philippe is pretending that he doesn't have, and I know he have. Our family need that. They need to elevate their standard of living so they don't have to depend on the politicians. Giving them a pound of peas, a pound of flour, and tell them go, no meat. Their children cannot taste what a T-bone steak is. Their children cannot experience what it is to go in a hotel and spend a weekend. Exactly. Their children don't know what it is to take a plane. Even if they don't go first class, but they can ride in the normal area. Normally, take a trip, go to Disney, go somewhere, go somewhere they want to go, even if it's in the Caribbean, go somewhere.
Exactly. Yes,
go somewhere.
That is so true.
So they will not have to be seated on the block engaging themselves in 6 and 7, 4, 9 and 8 and 10 and 20.
True that.
Let us build our young people because we are there to go. We were not at our age. We are on the back seat.
Yep.
We have to make way for these children, but let us develop our country with the United Workers' Party, with the United Workers' Party. Nobody will point its fingers at us and say we are corrupt. We do this, we do that. No. We sell our country right now. Ernest Hille and Philippe sell our country already. They sell our country and we have to push that.
Well, we got to be
Our country have been sold and Philippe cannot come and tell us he's taking us to court.
We have to be very careful now because our country is selling, because we have soon the Chinese will be taking over like they do in Dominica.
But that's what they did in Jamaica.
Yes.
That is exactly what they did in Jamaica.
Yes.
And Ernest Hiller and Philippe are two wicked people. They're eating the Taiwanese money. And you all sell St. Lucia for China. It's better you all give the Taiwanese the passport.
But hold on. Let me just go to this. They have the Taiwanese working on all street on everything they do. Why can't they just give the Taiwanese to finish the hospital? So much borrowing, Taiwan already borrowing. Just give Taiwanese a Taiwanese contractor to finish the hospital for us, because everything is Taiwan.
But listen, Clint. It's the same Taiwanese that was building the modernized St. Jude.
Yes.
It's the same
Yeah, I remember.
Taiwanese.
I remember.
They stop it.
I remember.
And they're going, the Taiwanese will not. You think the Taiwanese will pump their hard-earned money in that J class 80-year-old, not good building? That people will pump money in that?
Something that have mold every time rainfall for a week.
The people will not do that. The people have international standard. They will not take their money. That's why they didn't go to the old nastiness that was there.
That's right. They decided they're starting something fresh.
Okay.
You know.
And we have enough of Philippe lying to us. Philippe is lying. I see Ozzy Boy in 2022 came and demoted him. The reason why he came out, I always tell them, God have a way to make them talk. God have a way, he had positioned them. When they picked his island, they were backstabbing. They were backstabbing their own damn selves.
But you heard Ozzy said that he lied to the people of St. Lucia, eh?
Because Ozzy had no choice.
No, exactly.
Ozzy was seated on the board and he did not want his name to go down in the gutter.
That's right.
So he had no choice. He had to come and defend his name. I bet you if he wasn't appointed on that board, Philippe would have escaped. But God knows everything he's doing.
Yep.
He know everything. He knew Ozzy plan before. He knew all of them plan.
True that. Very true.
And all of them, I remember he told Alan, avec pas qu'à venir jouer. But they were the blind ones. It's not Alan that was the blind one, you know. They were the blind ones. You know why I tell you that? Because they were so blind, they backstab Alan and not knowing that they would put their own selves in a problem. Because when the country goes down, everybody goes down. Your business will not prosper.
Exactly. Ali, imagine I dealing with business people, you know, so I know exactly how it is in St. Lucia, you know. It is chaos, you know. It is not nice, you know. So you just have to hold on.
So right now, all of us have to come back as St. Lucian. Yeah. Independent, UWP supporters, SLP supporters, everybody have to try and pull their weight in that country and take the country away from Philippe Pierre, Ernest Hiller, Richard Frederick, and Stephenson King. That's the four.
True.
Take the country back from these people and take it back from the entire labor force.
Well,
pull the country away from these people. Enough is enough already. How many months we cannot, since January or December, we cannot get loose rice in St. Lucia. I am tired of buying rice packet for $20-something.
Since when we have?
It's not lasting me 4 days. A packet of rice at $20 is not lasting me 4 days to feed my family. My lasta.
Exactly.
I am tired.
Well, I
am tired. I'm not even the pastor, because everybody's buying the pastor and the pastor is going down. Today you come, tomorrow they don't have.
So nothing is on the shelf.
And these people in the House of Parliament, and they're not addressing the problems of the country.
There is nothing on the shelf. Everything, when you go there, you can't get it. But you know, the thing is that what really get me off, things like rice, sugar. I know myself, in St. Lucia as a young man, young boy, you know, sugar and rice never have no shortage in St. Lucia.
We never. We had Hurricane Allen.
Yes, exactly.
The most dangerous hurricane that hit St. Lucia, and we never had a shortage of rice, sugar, and flour. We never did.
Them rice used to come in them big black bag in Pato, call it the sack checho. Big bag of rice, sugar. We never had them shortage. All of a sudden, Emma just come in. We have a shortage of rice.
Well, I am tired of buying rice at a packet of $20, Okay? Because we have our children to send to school. You know how many packets of rice I have to buy for a week?
Ali, I know because the kids, they like their rice, you know, them kids, they will not...
I have my dogs to feed. I have my animals to feed.
That's right.
I cannot afford to buy dog food in the supermarket for my security, which is my dog. It's rice I have to give it to. Now I have to buy rice, $40 for a week, $100 and something worth of rice. I have my child to go to school, to feed, transportation, everything up. And Philip Pierre coming in the house and say he pays CXC 2 subjects. Man, CXC comes every year, once a year. Once a year. We have to feed our children every minute of the day.
Bluff. The man coming with bluff.
And you don't make provisions for us to feed our children every minute of the day.
Consider
Instead of you do it, you give us a hard slap in our face, disrespecting us, and telling us you're going to cap fuel at $16 when we know 4 years ago we used to purchase our gas at $14.50.
$14.50.
And you're just slamming your hands on a desk like you're do St. Lucian's a bloody favor.
The man could have bring the thing down to at least to $14, like Peter Chico said. $14, you could have bring it down. But $16, man. Imagine you have $100 and you got what? How many gas? 5 gallon, and then that's it. 5 to 6 gallon. Sabah up your Scotty.
Philip Pierre must go. He can fill all the gutter he wants. We are eating gutter. People don't eat gutter. In the time you were telling people in 2021, people don't eat roads. The supermarket prices were not high. Things was good in the country. Gas prices wasn't high.
Oh yes.
Now you want to do gutter. You want to do roads, and we cannot eat.
That's the thing, darling. We are.
Philip Pierre, you must go. Your abominable tongue will not last over St. Lucia. Your abominable lying tongue. We cannot have a prime minister who's lying blatantly to our faces like that. That cannot happen. Your culture say a liar. And Philip Pierre is standing there. And every time this man speaks, so there's somebody there to match 2 videos where the man is lying blatantly to us.
All the time.
And St. Lucians will say half a loaf is better than what? When Philip Pierre getting a whole loaf, he giving Ernest 50 loaves. Richard Frederick have 120 loaves. Kenny Anthony Stevenson King have 5,000 loaves. Kenson Kazi may have 6 million loaves. And I will settle for half a loaf.
Ali.
I want a whole loaf because my child have to take lessons. I need a whole loaf. A whole loaf I want.
Well, I hear a young lady say half is better than nothing. Me papa when papa half say whole thing I like a whole bread you.
Stupid ignorant people that will say that.
Illiterate man.
I'm not settling for half. If you cannot give me all, find your way. Go.
Exactly. So you telling me half? You know that's not working. That's not working for me. That's not working, my darling. Anyway,
if you have one child to maintain under Philip Pierre, it's so stressful. Unless the parents that have 3-4 children,
Hey, Papa. That's why I tell you a lot of people put bricks.
Unless the parents that have 6, 4, 3, 5, 7 going to school.
Yep. But I know a lot of people been facing a lot of hardship and pain down there. They've been feeling a lot of pain.
But talk about you put 2 CXC exam, 2 this, 2 that. We are eating CXC, and if our country was being run properly, you wouldn't have a damn to pay for us because we would work and we would pay for our CXC.
That's right.
Without complaining.
All they complain, they are the one who caused it. They are the one because if they did come with them,
give us work, put work in the country. Your unemployment figures doesn't match the economy. You liar.
The
unemployment figure you trying to play like Labour Party bring the unemployment in single digit. Who say I'm Matthias Philip?
Single digit.
Umati Labour Party jamais fait ça. Not under St. Lucian WhatsApp Fed. Come and tell us where you get the 8.8% unemployment under your watch? Where did you get it? Is it in tourism? Is it in agriculture? Is it in housing?
Ali, Ali, under his watch, is it the one he have on his arm, if he have one?
He have watch under his arm. My boy, I don't think he have that, sir.
I don't know.
Anyway, my love.
Anyway, sweetie, I'm nice having you because it's coming to the end of the program. It is 10:40 here and I need to get out on that hot seat there until tomorrow, God willing. Anyway, thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate you guys. All right, okay then. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and Chico all the way, Catherine.
Yes, oh yeah, we will be having Chico here again, you know. So we'll be having him. I'll just give him time, let him do what he have to do. But we'll be in contact all the time. All right. Anyway, all right, my sweetie, take care of yourself. Bye bye. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, I think that was our last caller for this evening because it's coming to the end of my program here on Cool Vibes Radio. And I want to appreciate and tell you guys thank you for this wonderful evening, for especially those who participate in the chat room, on the radio website, on the radio app, both on Cool Vibes Radio and Carib Radio, on our YouTube channel, Cool Vibes Radio, also Facebook, on our Facebook page, Cool Vibes Radio Entertainment. I do appreciate it. We'll do it again because I missed out my program last night, which that I did not present my program yesterday, and I came in today, Friday, to fill in that program. But it's just coming in between, a little too reggae music that we play here, and then all of a sudden, we just get it. We get it going. But I want to play a song, especially. I just want people to understand that when you see people is enjoying themselves, they have to rejoice their blessings as well. Because we have to rejoice our blessings. Why we have to rejoice our blessings? Because if we don't rejoice our blessings with that nonsense that the Labour Party is doing there, we all will fail. Because to me, what the man is doing in the country there in St. Lucia, it is totally chaos. Right now in St. Lucia, from the time I know myself, I left St. Lucia at a very early age, in my teens, I have given England a lot of my years, a lot. I have, when you have given a country almost 3 decades, which is all 30 years, I left St. Lucia in my teen. And I'm being honest, when I left St. Lucia, at that age, I never knew that we was having rice shortage in St. Lucia. After Hurricane Allen, David, name it all, we never faced this tragedy with rice, sugar, not on our shelf. And people do not like this rice, them packet of rice. They rather buy the one that, they weigh and they put it in, That's what they like. People have different minds. But in St. Lucia, it's a shortage. The country is damn hard. Business people is a problem. They're closing down their business. There are people down there in St. Lucia who just sacrificing with the business because they have the business already. They don't want to let go. But like my brother there, Mr. Peter Chico, was on the call with us. And what he's saying, check yourself with 5 years ago on now in St. Lucia. And I give him my opinion, and I said to him, back in 2016, 17, 18, 2019 to 2021, I always in St. Lucia. Sometimes I go St. Lucia 3-4 times for the year. And life in that time there was much better than now in 2025. And I have given my reason why in the supermarket, in the bar, in the restaurant, on the street, in business-wise, everywhere. And nobody cannot tell me that I lie. And if anybody here, any support of the Labour Party that under our life or on the radio listening, I still allowing them to call and debate that with me. Because I know there's a lot of opportunists of the Labour Party. They don't know what they're about. And a lot of hacks who have no understanding. They have no understanding. And the reason why I will say that they don't have no understanding, in my knowledge and my understanding, when a country is facing problem with their health issues, with hospital, you are in deep shit. You are in deep shit. You worse than when you sit down on the toilet and you get up on that toilet and you flush it, or while you're sitting down you finish, you flush it. You worse than that. Because I can give you all example of 2022, May the 13th to the May of the 14th. I can give example in 2022 with my father. I was in St. Lucia. My father fell ill. Take him to hospital. Having breathing problem, fluid on his lungs. And the hospital bed at the St. Jude Old Stadium, call it a hospital, don't have pillows. The hoist to raise your head up on the bed is not working. And they take an old wooden bench, Papa. I called the nurse and that's what she put under there. I just look and I shake my head. A man suffering with fluid on his lungs. My father did not spend much time in the hospital. The Almighty called upon him. He rested in perfect peace. You know? That I won't say that's the cause of that. He died in the hospital of the treatment of the condition of the hospital. But when I look at the condition of this hospital on many occasions, we protest against outside this stadium and I walk in there, go and see people. I've been going there. I know people that work in there. When you go into the toilet to see the state of that, you mean to tell me this man could not come and finish this hospital that Alan Shasta started with the Taiwanese there? Y'all want to go back in the old 80-year-old whenever rainfall is mole in there? So somewhat, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. If your health care is not right, how can you survive? The amount of people dying in St. Lucia because they cannot buy medication, you know, this is something I care about the health, you know. I care about the health. The health comes first. When the health is there, you can get up and go to work and earn money. But if the health is not good, you cannot do that. And our hospital, we don't have hospital so that when we go into say that we're going to come back good. It's like when you go to OKU, you go to the butcher shop. Right? They take you to Denry Hospital, they send you there to die. You in Soufrière, same thing. Everywhere you go, not enough medication. They don't have enough medication. La Pania say medicament. The old stadium is another one again. When rainfall, it's leaking there, blah, blah, blah. Toilet not flushing. They're using bleach night and day. Patient smelling bleach. You go and give birth to your baby. The baby have not even survived. Not even just one day come to this world. Half a day already smelling all dirty bleach. They have plywood board up like we in the, you know, this kind of East Coast, some kind of countries I see in, when I would just watch television, I don't see the kind of treatment in some places in Africa. We board up like we worse than Haiti. Our healthcare is worse. Haiti even much better. With hospitality. Shame on y'all, boy. Honestly, I do a bit of traveling and I have been places, not in England alone. And I see hospital. And I say to myself, God bless me for seeing all these things. God bless me. How comes we, St. Lucia, that was on the top map, ranking #1 in the Caribbean island, have become so worst? Things that y'all reject in St. Lucia, companies that y'all reject with deals in St. Lucia, have go to other Caribbean countries, our neighboring island, and make it better for them with hotels and all, big hospital building. And we're talking about St. Lucia nice because we have two beautiful people. We have the people. Y'all think that alone can shine St. Lucia? That is just the mountain. That is the history of St. Lucia. But we're talking about now. Make it better so when people come, they can see our history. They can see our people there. They can see everything. And if in case they fall sick, they can go to the hospital and get good treatment. Look, a baby fell down from the hospital. A baby, English baby died at the hospital. Tell me about it. Y'all not talking about that. Y'all news in St. Lucia is so short and out of mind. Because the journalists that y'all supposed to use to give the proper news, y'all do not want them to do the job because they will declare too many things out there. They will put too much things out there. They've been so hot. I don't care with y'all guys. I don't care. However y'all take it. Because it's a set of ministers sitting down in office and think they can rule people. They earn the country. Y'all don't own jack shit. The country belongs to us. It's a democratic country. It's our democratic right. We have to stand up for something, or either we stand up for nothing at all. It's either we stand up for something or we don't stand up for something at all. Because, honestly speaking, and I will say this again, a number of times I have been repeating myself. Okay? If the Labour Party, all these promises they make, they say they put in you first. When they win that election in 2021, if there was bringing any progress in the country, nobody would have go out there and talk. Everybody would have just sit down, do their work, close them out, don't say a word because they are working. Progress. Mais upon progress, the apples upon progress, zone pro down again. Y'all encouraging our young ladies, our young women in St. Lucia to go and sell their body for dope, you know. Some of them been working in call center, they have to leave because of the treatment they get in. When Alan Shastner was in government, every call center had young people working with no bad treatment. Now, in the call center, the supervisor self treating the staff so wrong when they on the call, the people swearing at them and they complain, oh, if you can do better, you know what to do, you have to leave. When Alan Shastner was in government, they complain to these things, they're talking to this supervisor and management and tell them, listen, treat the staff better than that. Because they are complaining. Labour Party, yo volgan, yo pa mele, yo ba wan travay, moun sa ki yo ek jiwa gluk sa ouvlek supervisor ka duko souvlet a hay la pen. An ba Labour sa ka fet, oui. And I have proof of that, you know. I have proof of that, you know. And they cannot go to no ministers in charge of this thing to talk to them under the Labour Party. They will tell you, oh, you have a job, face your problem. Zoka stress moun, please. Labour Party have caused people to go and commit suicide, to hang themselves. To do so much accident on the road, majority of them are happening is because of the Labour Party. Pan l'argent se bouk la ka boy de t-shirt room, stress yo ka moute kayo, yo reckless, accident. Hi kayo même yo ka brûler. The amount of wife and girlfriend have left their boyfriend and their husband. Because under the Labour Party, because they cannot sustain better at home. Non nan dou pa fam nan dou pa travail pas amene leave me alone under the Labour Party. La nan chaya de sorte qui a ped madame zon ba Labour Party because of pan l'argent pour mena kay la pour société mamay la. Société mamay la ka we misère. Anyway, I will leave that for another show. Time is approaching here, guys. I just want to tell you all, continue to listen to Cool Vibes Radio. Continue. Those of you who have not downloaded our radio app, Cool Vibes Radio, you can do so on your Android device or your Apple device or on Radio Garden. You can listen. Also, Carib Radio, you can listen to us on www.caribradio.com. Also, we are on online live radio, on Radio Box with Carib Radio. You can listen. Cool Vibes Radio, we are everywhere. So you know that. And then we live on our Facebook page, Cool Vibes Radio Entertainment, and also our YouTube channel, Cool Vibes Radio. Soon, in the next couple of weeks coming, we will be on X as well. We'll be streaming on X, okay? So I will giving you all the information. You can't miss out. Because we are going to broadcast on every social media that we know. And when it comes to the politics and the talk shows, that will be broadcasting as well. We want everybody to have a little taste of it. Yes, you miss it out there, you getting it there. Mathieu Peace Pinez. Oui. Okay? C'est quoi nous katavai. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful evening, and I want you all to enjoy your evening. It is Friday. I myself, when I get up from there, I gonna sanitize my throat, have a little shot of, something good, So I'm gonna leave you all with that wonderful song. Rejoice your blessing, guys. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you all, and I love you, love you all. Take care of yourself.
The clock of life is one, but only once. So instead of complain and mourn, just count your blessings one by one. See it? See it? As the world keeps revolving, wounded and scarred, we must build a strong foundation to keep love alive in our hearts. You must treat your neighbor as you have him do unto you. Let's stick to the master plan and go true. Rejoice in your blessings, count them one by one. For all who have eyes to see the morning sun. Tomorrow is not promised when all is said and done. So spread some love today and harm no one. Ooh, yeah. So much scarlet tears mankind has shed, through petty and unnecessary reasons. What more can be said? We don't know that was not the answer, my friend. Spread a little joy and liberty and the end. Rejoice in your blessings, count them one by one. For all who have eyes to see the morning sun. Tomorrow is not promised when all is said and done. So spread some love today and harm no one. Ooh, hey, hey. Rejoice in your blessings, count them one by one. For all who have eyes to see the morning sun. Tomorrow is not promised when all is said and done. Spread some love today and harm no one. Ooh, hey, hey. So much scarlet tears mankind has shed. Yeah. True petty and unnecessary reasons. What more can be said? We don't know that was not the answer, my friend. Spread a little giant liberty on the edge. Ooh, rejoice in your blessings, count them one by one. For all who have eyes to see the morning sun. Tomorrow is not promised when all is said and done. Spread some love